Sunny, how's it going, guys? Good to see you all again.
So nice to see you guys. Guys, today we're going to be building the YouTube clone. And we're going to be showing you guys exactly how to build something like this. And what technologies are we going to be sharing with them on this, Sunny, and how they can actually build a YouTube clone.
Yeah, so today we're going to be showing you guys how to use Material UI, how to get a responsive design using Flexbox, how to use some Material UI, how to get a responsive design using Flexbox. We're going to be showing you guys how to use Firebase, so how to host data, and also how to deploy the website live so that you guys can go ahead and put this on your portfolio. And then we're going to show you guys how to actually handle separate sort of pages in an app using React Router. So a bunch of things coming up here, guys. If you're excited, let us know in the comments and smash the thumbs up button. And we are pumped to get this started.
Damn, this is going to be packed. We see you guys in the chat. You guys are already pretty pumped. Guys, this is going to be a massively awesome build. I mean, look at this. Like this, literally, you will get confused whether it's YouTube or not. And even if we go to demo it and I type in something like clever programmer and hit search, you can see how it pulls up, you know, a whole different thing, and it's instant, right? It's fast. Does it even refresh,
Yep.
Sunny, when I actually type it in and hit?
Nope, it doesn't refresh.
So no refreshing. Think about that. Like
No
that
refreshing.
is fast. And then on
Yep.
the left hand side, what you guys are used to seeing with the YouTube, how all of these are, and take a look as I hover over them. Notice how it has that nice little overlay, and then the buttons turn red, right? That's actually what
Yep.
happens when you're on YouTube itself.
Exactly. And all those little icons that you guys see are coming straight from Material UI icon set. So we're going to be showing you guys how you can pull that in and get it up and running inside your app.
Yep. So actually, let's actually do this. This is happening because of this is Material UI, right? All of
Yep.
the, let me see, all of that stuff. Dope.
Exactly.
Okay, what other things should we highlight? So guys, you can actually go, if you go press this button here, you're able to then go back to YouTube. I mean, guys, are you guys
Yep.
excited about this build or what? I mean, imagine adding this to your portfolio.
Exactly. Like, guys, like if you could show this on your portfolio, it's massive value. Like if you could show this and then you can go ahead and build the Amazon clone, all of those other things that we went ahead and built. Like, I mean, like if you're able to show this to an employer, like, I mean, they're pretty much going to be jumping at an opportunity to be giving you a job. Like it's massive value.
Yep. We have Srendi, and he's saying, hey guys, learning new things is awesome from the legends. It's so excited. I am pumped. And yeah, we have a
Awesome.
bunch of people who are excited about this. Thank you guys. Love your love. And with that said, pretty much we're just going to jump right into the build. What do you think, Sunny?
Yeah, I think let's do it, dude. Let's jump straight into it.
Okay, so, oh guys, yeah, and just keep in mind, we're going to show you how to have a real-time database with Firebase. We mentioned that, and then of course, you know, we mentioned it lightly, but we're going to teach you how to deploy it. So it will not be on ngrok, it'll be like actually hosted for you on Firebase, and then people will be able to use this app as well.
Exactly.
Yep.
Awesome.
Okay, so cool. With that said, guys, let's jump into it and let's start coding this bad boy up. And you can see it's even responsive.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And we're even going to show you guys how to use the correct values. So you notice even the sidebar changed the size, like the size actually changed dynamically as we resize the screen. So that's pretty important when you're doing responsive design. And even like how the videos are appearing, like now they're stacked, but when the screen got bigger, they went in like a nice row. So those things are all huge and they're going to be important when you're considering front-end web development. So yeah, there you go.
Awesome. Wasik says, you guys are doing an excellent job. We're learning a lot from your live videos. Love you, bros. Thank you.
Awesome.
Awesome,
We have a
guys.
few people. So my confidence level, so Viral Sangavi says, my confidence levels has increased massively by following your live tutorials. Amazing. We love to see that. We love to see that
That's
stuff.
amazing. I see that. Marek says, hey guys, I just enrolled to your Profit with JavaScript course. I am so excited. That is amazing. Thank you so much. And actually saw when you enrolled this morning. I think Sunny, you probably saw it too. So
Yeah,
that is amazing. And then make sure you come to the live calls as well, where Sunny will be training you.
exactly. Every Tuesday, guys, I will be teaching on those live calls. So if you want to get involved in that, link in the description, go check it out.
Yep. Awesome. So let's dive into it. So what's the first thing? Should we start off with creating the project?
Yeah, so exactly. Oh, we had Max Seuss. He's just enrolled as well. Welcome to the course, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, so in order to get started, guys, we first have to share a terminal. So the way me and Kazi are working right now is we're using something called VS Live Share. So let's go ahead and share a terminal between us, Kazi.
Yep. So I'm going to hit Command J. So that's the shortcut, guys, for... Where's my mouse? There we go. So this is the shortcut right here, guys, to actually bring up the terminal. Command J, or on your Windows going to be Control J, I imagine. And what we want to do is we want to first CD. Actually, we won't CD. I think we'll be right here. And I'm going to give you access, read and write access. So we're using something called Live Share to share access to Visual Studio Code.
Exactly. Perfect. So you can see, guys, I'm actually typing inside of Kazi's terminal. And then what we're going to do now is actually go ahead and use a really nifty tool from everyone keeps timing out people by accident. We're going to go ahead and use a nifty tool called a Create React App, guys. And it's a tool built by Facebook, and it basically sets up an entire React app for you. So we've used it in all of our builds, and to do that, we say npx create React app, and then we basically give it a name. So in this case, we'll say YouTube clone, and you only make sure that you're using dashes, not spaces, guys. So use dashes, not spaces.
Perfect.
Yeah. And while that's actually getting set up, Kazi, let's go ahead and set up Firebase.
Okay, so let's go over here, and we'll type in firebase.com.
Yeah.
And let's go to...
While we're loading that up, guys, Firebase is essentially a set of it's a suite of tools provided by Google, and they basically allow you to do so many things, including having a database, having authentication, having a bunch of other stuff, including hosting.
Yep.
So
if you guys know about
all you need,
if you guys know about something called if you guys have heard of something called AWS, Firebase is kind of like the AWS, but for, AWS is for Amazon and Firebase is for Google. But Sunny, keep giving your explanation, because I think your explanation is going to be more helpful to people.
So a really good thing, Kazi mentioned that AWS, guys, is essentially, we've all probably heard of that. It's like the most popular one that most people will be familiar with. Just think of Firebase as the super easy, user-friendly AWS, right?
Yes,
it's the one
that's a good way to put it. Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Like, they just make everything so simple. And Vishal just dropped the first donation. Hey, thank you so much.
Whoa, nice. Thank you so much. That is amazing. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Awesome. So now, guys, what you want to do is, all you need is a Google project, Google Gmail account, sorry, and then you can hit add project, and let's just type in YouTube clone. Yeah. There we go. Oop, yeah, YouTube clone. There we go, and it's creating the project. And what this is going to do is, guys, it's going to set everything up we need. It's going to set everything up that we need in order to get like our database up and running, our Firebase hosting up and running. What we're going to do now is, once this step is finished, we need to get a config file, right? So we need the config file, and that's going to be the magic key that connects our React app to our Firebase backend. So now that that's done, let's go ahead and click continue.
Yep. There we go.
And once we're at this screen, we should be able to click the burger menu on the top left.
This can we just click right here?
Oh yeah, we can click that one. Yeah, we can click that one.
Okay.
Yeah. And then here we need to give it a nickname, so we can say YouTube clone.
Also set up Firebase hosting for this app.
Yep. So we set up Firebase hosting for that. It will say to you now you have to install the Firebase SDK and stuff like that. We're not going to bother with this stuff because we actually go ahead and use node modules. If you haven't done this step, you will need to do this, and you're probably going to have to do sudo npm install whatever it said. So that's perfect. And now let's continue to console. Yeah. So once you've done that, click the burger menu icon on the top left, and then click on the
project
icon.
settings.
Yeah,
I see.
Nice.
And then let's go to the config and pull the config out.
Yeah. So guys, you literally just want to copy that and just keep that somewhere, right? You want to keep that for later. So whether it's notes or something else, but just copy that and paste that somewhere so that you can use that later on, right? So nice.
Should they maybe just make like a little file like Firebase.js and just save it in there for now?
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Yeah, it's a really good idea. So it's Firebase.js.
Because like that step, you know, for us, I think it's good because we have like a Jack clipboard. But I think for most people, like, they're gonna be like, where do I put this?
Yeah, no, good step. That's a good step to include. Nice.
And then should we delete these three the test ones that come with it?
Yeah. So
and the
now
logo.
basically we do some. Yeah. So we have like a cleanup process, guys. We want to delete the test files. So the ones that Kazi is highlighted here, you just want to go ahead and get rid of those. So the app.test.js, the setup.test.js, and the logo.svg. But before we do that, Kazi, let's actually go and show them. So this just created a React app, right? So in order to get this thing started up and to see if you're at the correct step, you need to go into the terminal and go ahead and type npm start.
Do you have to cd into it first?
Yep, you have to cd into it first. Exactly, yeah. So cd YouTube clone, and then you do npm start. Or cd whatever you called your app, right? So if you called it like YouTube demo or something, it would be cd YouTube demo.
We got another super chat. Thank you, Ujabo.
Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome. Cricket Karma says, guys, you're the React legends. We love that. Nice. And we will also be dropping, I think we're doing TikTok tomorrow, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We should actually also make TikToks together. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. That would be fun. That would be so jokes. Do that. Awesome. So, guys, you see, if you get to this screen, you're at the right place, right? So, obviously, this screen's good. It shows us the React app's up and running, but obviously, we don't really want this stuff. So, the cleanup process is deleting app.test.js, the logo, and the setup test file. So, let's go ahead and do that.
So, now we're going to delete that logo too, guys. So, I'm going to select all three of those. I just deleted it. Now, in our app.js, it's going to complain that logo is not found. So, I'm going to go ahead and delete this line right there, and then Sunny is gonna delete.
And then you want to
everything,
all of that code.
Yep. And then we're just gonna put a h1 that's gonna say, I don't know why it does that all the time for me.
Yeah, I don't know. Super strange.
I'll say let's build YouTube clone, and I'm even gonna put a rocket emoji in there and hit save. And now, boom, there we go. Hello, clever programmer. Let's build a YouTube. Let's do a YouTube clone.
Nice.
There we go.
Also, so that's a good starting point, guys. We've still got one cleanup step. So for this bit, just rename the class name to a lowercase a, because we follow something called it's a BEM naming convention. So BEM, right? BEM class naming convention. So this is something super useful, guys, and we do it in every video. So make sure you learn that. And then what you want to do, guys, is go into app.css.
Yep.
So inside of app.css, you basically just want to go ahead and delete everything inside of app.css, right? So inside of app.css, you want to go ahead and delete everything inside.
Wait, hold on. We weren't following you, so go ahead and show us now.
Yep.
So app.css,
so
you're
now,
highlighting everything. Yep.
Yeah. You want to go ahead and just remove that. Right?
Okay.
And then as soon as I hit save, you'll notice the text is no longer centered, right? So it jumped to the left.
Yeah,
so
because I was noticing, I was like, how is it centered? I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah. So they add a bunch of rules in the starter pack. So the one more rule that we need to adjust is inside of index.css. This stuff you can leave, guys. So you can actually leave this in here for now. But what you can go ahead and do is add one rule inside the index.css, which is apply this to everything, which is what this little asterisk means, and it means get rid of this margin. So like if you guys can see on the right above where it says hello clever programmer, let's build a YouTube clone, there's actually an invisible margin. So as soon as I hit save, look what happens. It goes ahead and gets rid of it, right? So browsers do this annoying thing where they go ahead and they do that. So what if I comment this out, you'll see it pop in again. So like you want to go ahead and make sure that it doesn't have that on anything, right? So you want to go ahead and get rid of that. So that's the first step. Nice. Now what we're going to do, I guess we can actually start building the app, right?
Building the app, that's right. Oh, by the way, guys, I
Yep.
do want to let you know that tomorrow, this is important for everybody to know. Tomorrow, we are going to actually be building the TikTok clone. And this is going to be
Yes.
one of the craziest builds we've ever done. And it's very, very anticipated. And people are already kind of going crazy for it. So I don't want you to miss out on that. So make sure you put on your calendar tomorrow, 10:15 a.m. Pacific, to show up for the TikTok clone. We're gonna have like probably 1,000 people or more, like, you know, maybe 10,000 people come to that and watch it, and we want you guys to be one of them and actually take advantage of it. And by the way, would you guys actually be excited for the TikTok clone tomorrow? Drop that in the comments.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm excited for that. And that's a challenge, guys. Like building TikTok's it's a pretty big challenge to get that working. So it's
We're
gonna be
actually
a
not
nice
even sure
challenge.
if we're gonna actually be able to do it, but I think we will.
Yeah, like all of these builds have been like challenges. We're like, oh, can we do it? Like, and then we conquer it and we show you guys how to do it as well.
Yep.
So
Just
yeah,
mark that on your
awesome.
calendar, guys. July 30th, tomorrow, Thursday. Bring everybody that you know. It's going to be on YouTube. It's available to everybody. But just, you know, bring the people. Just know, put it on your calendar, and that's tomorrow. Let's keep it going.
Exactly.
Oh, and smash,
Exciting stuff.
by the way, and smash the like button, guys, if you haven't already. It really helps supports us and, you know, moves this video out to everybody so they can learn from it. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, but really, really helps us. So please, if you just do that, it means the world to us.
Exactly.
Cool.
Nice. So with that said, guys, what we're gonna do now is I like to sort of mask out the outline of the app, right? So in this case, what does the outline of YouTube look like? We pretty much have like a header. So let's go ahead and open up the one that we have, Kazi, the one that we built.
Okay. So open
yeah,
up
so
the
our React app.
ngrok version. Okay, here we go.
Yep. Nice. So you can see, guys, in our version, we have a header. We also have a sidebar, and we have we have like a main section, so like a video section, right? So we have like the header, the sidebar, and the recommended, so like the recommended video section.
So hold on, let me highlight
Right.
what you're talking about. So here's the recommended video section, and then this is the sidebar.
Exactly. Yeah.
Got it.
So sidebar, and then we have the recommended, and then we have the header, right? And the header sticks as well, which means that once we scroll down, that header actually sticks to the top of the screen and doesn't disappear.
Ah, so this is sticky, this thing right over here.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna
Nice.
stick to the top, which is really, really nice.
Yep.
So that's really cool. And what we're gonna do now, so pretty much in our code now, I like to pretty much just put comments where we're basically gonna replace that with the code itself, right? So the first step is let's go ahead and actually build the header, because the header is something we can visually see.
Oh,
we can
so
visually build it out.
got it. Let me just also draw this out because I think this is helpful for me and this is helpful for other people too. So guys, header is this. This is why I like this process that Sunny does, and I kind of want to just draw it out for all of you guys visually. So here's the header, and that's where it's gonna go. Sidebar, Sunny is just you're just missing one E in there, but here's a sidebar. He's referring to this thing right there, so that's your sidebar.
There you go.
And these are going to be components, right? So Sunny is thinking in terms of components. So this is going to be, you know, this is like one component. That header is going to be, let me put that right here.
Something like this.
It's going to be one component. Sidebar is going to be a second component, and then recommended videos is going to be the third component. So so boom, that's 1, 2, sidebar.
We'll have another one for this one. Yep.
And then third is a recommended video one, and that whole thing, guys, is a component. So if I was to actually kind of full screen show you, you know, that entire thing, boom, around that recommended section is a component.
Exactly.
Dope.
And we're going to show you how to do all of that with React Router. So how
Got
why
it.
like what pops up, and also oh yeah, and also guys, we also have the
Damn,
another section.
the Payan is like, I'm literally getting goosebumps. This is awesome, guys. Keep it up. Damn.
Nice.
Love that.
Love that energy. Nice. All right, so let's go ahead and actually build the first component, I guess, right? So before we actually start creating stuff, Kazi, if you want to do the first component, so go ahead over to your files and let's
Uh-huh.
go ahead and create a component called header.js.
Cool. So
Yeah,
all components, guys. So when I'm going to be building this component, right, what I'm thinking when I see this is I'm actually writing the code for that component right there, the header. So I'll just kind of visually drag it out. That's the code mentally I know is going to go in this particular file. All right. That's how you should think
exactly.
about components. And anything that's a component, you're also going to write it in camel case. So it's header with a capital H.
Exactly.
All
Exactly
right.
that. So now what we're going to do, guys, is we are going to go ahead and do a little trick that we like to do. It's called a snippet. So a snippet, we can actually go ahead and write RFCE, and that will actually go ahead and create the entire component for us. Now, if you're wondering how we do that, it's because we actually go ahead and we use a extension. So in VS Code, you can install extensions. We've got one which is for if you type in ES7, it will come up as the first listing. So definitely something that all of you guys should go ahead and get. ES7 snippets, really, really valuable. Yeah, and dope. So ES7 snippets, go and download as an extension. Exactly, guys.
Cool.
Dope. So now, guys, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go ahead and give this a class name. So I always like to start off everything with by giving it a class name. So header, and what we're gonna do here is, I guess, let's just go ahead and say h1. Let's just say I am a header, right? I am a header, right? And save it. And then we go back to app.js and let's go ahead and pull that in. So if we go here and we do header, and then we basically do this. Right, so I think you're not following me, Kazi.
Oh, my bad. Go for it.
Yeah. So now if we go here and we go header, so now what we can do is if I go ahead and import this, so I say import header from / header, dope. What this will do is it will actually pull in the header. So for some reason it's not letting me save the files properly. Oh, it is letting me. I just have to spam the save button. So now what you want to do, guys, is basically what we can do is we can actually go ahead and comment out the top, right? We can comment out at the top so we don't have this hello clever
Oh,
programmers
we
anymore.
just got a $2 donation.
Nice. Thank
Wow.
you so much, dude.
Seriously, thank you, Priyank. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That means a lot to us. It's like a vote of confidence for us. So that's
Yeah.
huge. And Priyank says, thank you for everything you guys do. Thank you.
Thank you, dude. That means a lot to us. Nice. So we have a header at the top, and we can see that it's pulling this in essentially, and pretty much imagine like it literally just puts it here instead. So like it literally just replaces that, right? So we've got our component that is basically rendering this out for us, right? So with that said, now let's go ahead and code that. So what we're going to do inside of here is have a few things. So we're going to have a firstly, we need some icons here, right? So we need some icons. So let's go ahead and actually install Material UI icons. So Kazi, if we go over to Google Chrome, let's go over to Material UI. And the installation on this site is very simple, guys. So it literally says npm install Material UI core. And you basically just want to copy that and go ahead and run that inside the terminal. So let me go ahead and pull that in. So, oh, Kazi's doing it. Nice. There we go. npm install, or npm I for shorthand, Material UI core. There we go. So that's the first step, guys. And then what you want to do is go over to the
Talking the
search bar
whole
in Material
time, my
UI and
bad.
type in
But yeah,
icons.
no need to
Right? So
basically
inside
do.
the search bar in Material UI, you basically want to go ahead and type in icons. And that will actually go ahead and it will show you another page. So, Kazi, if you go over to the search bar
Mm-hmm.
and
So
go to Yeah.
I was just gonna say it was funny because I had you on mute on Skype, so you couldn't hear me. So like I kept talking. They could hear me, but you were talking over me because you can't hear me. I think so. I just unmuted you back on Skype. It should be good. But yeah, I was agreeing with you, and I just said, yeah, you for now you guys also don't have to do -- save. So just if you're a more intermediate developer, you don't need that as well. But what are we up to now, Sonny?
Oh, I was wondering. I saw you like you're moving. And I was like, okay, it's not. Everything's not adding up. So now we're basically gonna go to the search bar inside the Material UI and type in icons. So I think.
Thank you for another donation. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Icons. And so just to freaking hammer this point home, icons. Why are we doing icons? Because so we can make icons like the home button right there, so we can make that camera button, and then this like gallery view button and the notification bell. All of these require icons, guys. That's why.
Exactly that. So now what we're going to do is this npm install material UI icons. So you want to basically copy that line and then go over to your terminal and paste that in, right? So it's npm install material UI icons. And guys, remember, you need to install both core and the icons. Oh,
woo! Another one
just gave us. Nice. Keep bringing the live stream videos, guys.
Damn. Thank you. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
So much. Dope.
Somebody, damn, Ola Conley is like, click the money icon beside the emoticon, because I think people were asking how they can donate. Thank you guys, really appreciate it.
Oh, we just got five. Is that €5?
Whoa, Asif just dude, this is about to happen again. What is happening? Thank you guys. Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna keep going. We'll work for you guys. We'll put in overtime.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. They said, can you give us the URL for the demo? We can
the demo.
Give the ngrok.
Here's the end. So guys, this is the ngrok. Please don't spam it or anything, but you can actually pause the video and type it in. The reason why we will not give you the URL, I mean, I can drop it in chat, right?
Yeah, you can drop that in chat.
Will it crash?
Because YouTube actually took down our video at one point, guys, because they thought it was like a dodgy, sort of suspicious clone.
Yeah.
Especially when we did the episode. So
yeah, it like took it down, exactly. So keep going, Sonny. You talk about it.
Yeah, so that's why we pretty much got into a situation where we stopped sharing the URLs. So you guys, we actually just dropped it in the chat. So make sure you do go ahead and check it out. Please don't spam that link, guys, because that link is actually going to go ahead and load it from a local and do it that way. So don't go ahead and don't spam it too much, or like only open it up once, right? But nice, yeah. So now you have the link. So go ahead and check that out. Dope.
Nice.
Nice. So what we're gonna do now, guys, is we just installed the icons. So the stuff that you guys are seeing on the top left, the burger menu, and on the top right, we've got a bunch of icons. So we are gonna go ahead and if we actually go back to Material UI, these guys. We're gonna show everyone how we can actually search the icon library.
By the way, guys, really thank you, Hayes and Nike Checks, and I see a bunch of people, and they're like, we can't donate because it's not in their region. I mean, honestly, we just appreciate even the thought of you guys trying to do it. So thank you. Like, it's okay if you can't, that's totally fine. But thank you, seriously.
As long as you guys are enjoying this, like, that's good enough for us. Like, honestly, if you can't donate, like, smash the thumbs up button. That's a donation right there.
Seriously. Yeah. Open up this video on another phone.
Yeah. Nice. So guys, what you want to do is go into icons, and you see where it says, if you scroll a little bit up, Kazi, and go to, it says you can search the full list of icons.
Oh yeah, so you always talk about this, but it's always really hard to see. So this thing right here.
Exactly.
Yep. So funky way to get to this page, but
nice. So this is going to be your go-to place for finding the your.
So this is the best. This is the right way to go to. You guys can just type in icons right there, and then material icons, and that will bring you to this material. Oh no, I lied. Oh, Sonny. All right. I won't doubt you anymore. I'll drop
Nice.
that link in
I think
chat
there
as
is a
well.
way.
I'll drop
Yeah,
that
drop
link
that
in
link.
chat as well.
That'd be dope. Nice. So this right here, guys. So when we're actually coding, and when I sort of show you guys that I'm using certain links, the way I found those links is I literally just typed it in here. So let's say, for example, we type in video. You can see like we get the video call icon, we get a bunch of fast forward, rewind, play, pause, all of the sort of icons that you can expect that are related to a video. And you can also even get the sort of variations. So on the left, you have filled, outline, rounded, two-tone, sharp. It gives you a bunch of different examples.
Oh, nice. I did not know about that.
Crazy, right? Look at that. Yeah.
Damn. For YouTube, is it sharp? It's sharp, right?
I think I just used filled, but yeah, you're right. Actually, it was that. Oh yeah. I was
Huh.
wondering why they look slightly different.
I
But
see.
yeah, okay, when you guys are rebuilding it, you can use the sharp. Nice.
Nice.
So and also these are all going to be like SVG icons, guys. So they're going to be like super crisp on your build, which is really nice. Okay. So we're
Damn,
already at
Luca.
800 likes.
Yeah,
Nice. Thank you
thank you
guys.
guys. We're about to break 1,000 likes. We just broke 5,000 views on this video, so thank you guys for that. And Lucas says, joining profit with JavaScript. Let's go.
Let's
Love
go.
that.
Thank you, dude. Nice.
Yeah.
Right, let's go ahead and carry on with the build. So let's go to the header component and
Yep.
let's open up the app on the right.
All right.
Dope. Okay.
So we're
Let's
in the
have
header
our app
component
running.
now. Yep.
Yeah. So the first step, guys, is we are actually going to go ahead and sort of like plant it out. So we pretty much have a few things on that header component on our app. So right now it just says I am a header, right? We don't really want that. It doesn't mean anything to us. So what I'm going to first do is the burger icon. So the sort of the icon with the 3 dots in the top left side of YouTube. That burger icon right now.
This
we
burger
actually pull
icon right here.
Exactly, that burger icon right there. The way we pull that in, guys, is we go to header.js and we do the following. We say import menu icon, and I found that using that search tool. So I typed in menu in that.
So let's take a look at that where it is. So let's type in menu.
Yep.
And this is the collapsible. I call it the collapsible whatever, and then Sunny calls it the burger. So whenever you guys
Yep.
hear burger coming out of his mouth, he's not hungry. He's just talking about menus.
Yeah, exactly. And you're gonna see here it says menu sharp, but the one we're using is the filled, so it just says menu icon. Yeah.
Nice.
So it says import menu icon from material UI icons menu. Nice. So you basically get to that point, and basically to use it is as simple as doing the following. So you can pretty much go here and you can type in menu icon, and just like that. And Kazi, if we go ahead and pull up the app.
Let me go ahead.
So let's go ahead and open the app up. So the localhost version.
Got it. Okay. So give me 1 second right here. Just hiding a user. All right. Back to here.
Nice. So now you guys can see we have that burger icon, right? We have the burger icon, which is great. The next step, I guess, is we can actually go ahead and add an input field. So actually, I guess we need the YouTube logo, right? So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and actually go ahead and pop the YouTube logo in. So where my image, boom, and then we need a source. The source I've actually got here. I've got an image of the YouTube logo. It's SVG. I'm going to basically break it onto 2 lines so that you guys can see this. And then you can pause your screens and things like that, and you can go ahead and check it out. So let's go ahead and show that. Yep. So on 2 lines, guys, there you go. That's the entire link. And then basically what you're going to do is you're basically going to go ahead and save that, and that should actually pop up on the screen as a huge YouTube logo, right?
Nice.
So now on the right side we should see a massive YouTube logo. Nice. Awesome. So the next step is we're going to give that a class name so we can style it later on. So class name equals header dash underscore logo. And if you're wondering, guys, what header, why I've done it like this is because this is the BEM naming convention, and what it's saying here is that the header is the component that we're inside of, and the logo is what we're talking about. So it's the element that we're sort of targeting, right? So that's how you use BEM. So that's the first thing. And next what we're going to do is, oops, what have we done there? Yeah, next what we're going to do is we have the image. What other icons have we got? We've got an input field. So let's go ahead and add an input field. We have a button. So a button right there, and that button just has a oh no, so we don't actually have a button here. We have a search icon next to the button, right? So if I go ahead and save this, in the middle of the YouTube header, we actually have that input field that you can see right there, and then we actually have a button with and it looks like a search icon, right? So I'm going to go ahead and import that. So at the top of the file, I'm going to say import search icon from Material UI, and then down here,
Oh,
I'm
you're
going to say
talking about
search
this
icon.
guy here.
Exactly that. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly that one right there. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and pull that in. And then once we've gone ahead and done that, guys, now we've actually got that little search icon next to it. So that's nice. I mean, nothing here looks very pretty. We're going to go ahead and style that soon. But we're going to basically go ahead and finish bringing in the rest of the icons. So one icon that we're interested in is one called the video call icon. So it's on the top right of our screen that we saw previously. So video icon. So if video, video call. If I go ahead and do this video call icon and save it, now you can see we should have a video call icon. There you go. See that little video call icon's popped up now. The next one again was the apps icon. So that was like a little grid. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that in right now. So apps icon, go ahead here, pop that in, apps icon, save it. And I'm going to show you guys how we can basically take it from this, what it looks like right now, to what you saw previously. And it's going to be a really nice transformation once we do that, right? And the notifications icon, which is the final one, and then we have an avatar at the end, but we're going to do the avatar at the end. So notifications icon, so I'm going to go ahead and pop that in right here. So boom, notifications icon, there we go. Right, nice. And there is one more thing actually. So you remember whenever you're logged into YouTube, you kind of have that little profile picture icon on the right, right? So we're basically going to go ahead and pop that in. So Material UI gives you a really nice little component called avatar. So you can see I've just pulled it in. So it's called avatar. And basically we can go ahead and...
Which icon is it when you're logged in? Oh, okay, this one.
Yeah, that top right icon, yeah. So it gives you like a nice circular icon. So what I can go ahead and do is pop that into our code as well. And this is an image of me, pretty much. So this is just like a URL that we're using as a dummy one. It's from GitHub. It's my GitHub handle. So I'm just going to pop this onto 2 lines. If you do want to use that, you can go ahead and use that. But there we go. So that is my GitHub picture. And here, I mean, the alternative text, I could just write Sunny Sangha just for now. It's fine. There we go. And guys, you could pass this in as a prop, but for now we're just going to show like a static version for the header. So you can see now there's a picture of me, there's some icons, there's the YouTube thing, but nothing looks like what we want it to look like. Okay. So the first step here, guys, is whenever you're dealing with this kind of stuff, what I tend to do is I tend to put the areas that we're interested in into their own containers, right? So into like kind of like draw imaginary boxes around everything. So the ones I'm going to draw a box around is so we're going to get rid of I'm a header because we don't really need that. Think of it this way: you've got the top left, you've got the middle, and you've got the top right. So Kazi, let's go ahead and open up the ngrok version.
Yep.
So notice how everything's kind of grouped in a certain way. So we have the top left, which is essentially the YouTube icon and the burger icon, so that collapsible icon. Then you've got the middle, which is the search input and the input.
So this is this space is this space evenly?
Space between.
Or space between. Got it.
And then the stuff on the right is the sort of third grouping. But what I'm essentially saying here is, you see, like on the right, for example, we have 4 different children inside of that container, right?
Yeah.
We just need to draw those containers in at this point. So the way we're going to
So this is 4 children right here. This has what? Exactly. 2 children?
2 children, and the one on the left has 2 children.
Okay, so let's actually just draw out visually what we're going to be building later. So this has 2 children, this has 2 children, and these are all containers. And then this has 4, and this will be Flex. That's how it's able to actually that won't show on the screen, so I'll have to draw it here. So this is Flexbox.
Yep.
And
If
then
you guys
also
don't know Flexbox, huge value. So
huge
definitely
value.
take the time.
And that's
Yeah.
also what's able to make the space between the two. So here you're using space between, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I'm gonna just say BET for that. So Flexbox is what allows you to make it look like this, guys, and in a nice, responsive, mobile-friendly way.
Exactly. Exactly that. So, uh, Shreya said React clone using React coming soon. So,
Nice.
nice.
Many saying it many times, so I'm gonna put that on
Yeah.
timeout.
Oh. Let's go ahead and add the containers in. So let's pop the YouTube app on the right, and let's have our local host up on the right, and then we'll have the code on the left.
Okay.
Yeah, and guys, like if you do post in the chat, please don't spam it, otherwise you're gonna get banned from the chat.
Yep.
We want to have everyone sort of be able to have their say without spamming. Nice.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go ahead and open the localhost version on the right. Right. So let's go ahead, and what we're going to do now is I'm going to basically go ahead and say, so I'm going to create. Firstly, I want to style this stuff, right? So I need to create a header.css file. So I'm going to say import header.css, and I'm going to create a file. So I'm going to go ahead and create a header.css file, and we should jump into that right now. There we go. We are now inside the header.css file, and I basically imported it at the top here. So I've imported that file, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this entire container, so this header container, I'm going to go along inside of my header.css file and say apply display flex, and watch what happens when I do that, guys. It's going to say all of the children by default should go into a row, and the display flex rule should be applied. So you can see now it's snapped into a row. So it's not showing the entire contents because it's overflowing, which is fine for now. To fix this issue, guys, YouTube should not be that big, right? So we went ahead and added a class name header logo here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and target that header logo, and I'm going to apply the following. So I'm going to say it should be a height of, let's say, 25 pixels. So 25 pixels, and I'm going to, yep, let's go ahead and save that and see what that did. So save, and you can see that immediately made it a lot smaller, right? Now you can see all of the elements right now are kind of aligned to the top. So
remove that. Remove that for a second. I want to see what happens.
So if we remove that line.
Oh man, I don't know, man. I kind of like it like this, bro. No.
It's kind of like it's got packs a punch, right?
Yeah, seriously. It's like powerful.
Yeah.
You wouldn't win the challenge with this one.
No, definitely not. Definitely not responsive, guys. So now you can see everything's kind of like aligned to the top, right, of the vertical axis. So what we want to do is say align items. So align items center, right? Align item center. And what this is going to do is this is going to go ahead and actually make life a bit easier for us. And it's going to go ahead and basically align everything in center. So you see, like, if I take that away and save the file.
Ooh, I love this. Honestly, I'm seeing this pattern quite a bit, and I want you guys to actually start picking up on it, guys. This is a pattern in Flexbox that, like, you'll start, everything is pattern recognition. You guys can get so good with pattern recognition. That's why you should be coming to every single live where we build these projects, and the ones who are coming here, you're just like improving your skills like crazy. And then there's like a bunch of crybabies who are coming in here and they're like, this project doesn't have 10 million things of functionality. Well, you know, it doesn't matter. We're not building this for those people. But if you come in and you're willing to pick up like the positive things that we're putting down here, with pattern recognition, you're going to get so much better. And I want to point this out with Flex is you'll notice this constantly. So Flex will make this thing like available for actually like applying Flex things to it, right? If you don't say Flex, you can't do align item center and all that other stuff. And
exactly,
another thing you'll constantly notice is this Flex center thing that pops up. And as soon as you do that, just uncomment it real quick. You'll notice how as soon as we do that, boom, things go and they look normal. And Flex is actually what puts them in that little. You want to comment out Flex and see what happens?
Yep. So we can go ahead and comment out flex, and you'll see it will actually break.
Yeah. So now things are not in a row anymore, right? They're like kind of all over the place. And as soon as you put it in a flex, boom, it works. So pattern recognition is honestly even more important sometimes than like crazy deep understanding. And now you start to get the pattern.
Exactly, guys. Like, as in, really, you do focus on that point that Kazi made. Like, just even if you sometimes aren't following like line by line, just remember, like, by attending these calls and seeing it, you're gonna notice those patterns and notice sort of the same things that we carry across within different builds.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to mention some point here. I forgot a row here. I think mentioned it in the chat. So, if I was to add a line like this, a width of like let's say 400, let's say 40 pixels, right?
Yeah.
Now, look what happens when I do this, right? It stretches YouTube, right? So I'm sure. No, let me make this a bit more drastic. It's like 400 pixels. Oh no, for some reason it didn't do it here. So I need maybe if I did this. So maybe if I made it like, okay. So in this case it's a SVG. That's why. Okay, never
Yeah.
mind. But basically, guys, if you ever find that this icon is getting distorted, there's a magic line that you
Yeah.
basically right here. You say object
Object fit. Yep.
Yeah.
If it was a
This one.
PNG, guys, it would get distorted and it would get messed up. The only reason this one isn't is because vector. Vector, the whole
Yeah.
point of it is you can blast that bitch and it's still gonna be like looking great. So here
Yeah.
it's an SVG, but like still learn this thing, object fit contain, and just drop that without even thinking. Like you know what I mean? Like I love pattern recognition, so like just anywhere you're using images and stuff, just drop object fit contain it. Like take a note of it right now and just spam it on your projects.
Exactly. Yeah. Dope. So now what we're gonna do is go ahead and we basically have so we need to draw containers around everything, right? Um, right. So 1 second. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're basically going to go ahead and wrap, like imagine like we're going to draw boxes around everything. So the first thing we're going to draw boxes around is this right here. So the left menu icon and the YouTube icon. So here, so div, I'm going to write div, and this one's going to have a class name of header, and we're just going to call this one left. So header left, right? So it's referring to the left container, and we're just going to pop that inside here, and we're going to save. Right, and now you're not going to see much visual difference here. So there's not much of a visual difference, but we're actually drawing like an imaginary box around these things, right? And the reason why we do this is going to make sense soon. So the next one we're going to do is we're going to say div, and we're going to say header, and this one, let's go ahead and call this one, let's go ahead and say this one's the input, right? So this is the input container. And the reason why it's the input container is because it has the input field and the search icon. So we're going to go ahead and
So
pop
this,
that in.
okay, hold on. So what we're about to build right now, I'm going to lower my audio a little bit because I think it's blasting it.
Yeah.
What we're about to build right now is going to be this guy, this search bar guy with a search icon next to it, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Exactly. So we basically went and added a container around that, and you saw because I added a container around it, now the children are no longer display flex, which means that's why like the alignment's messed up. So we're gonna have to go ahead and reapply that afterwards.
Got it.
So now what we're gonna do is let's go ahead and also the right side, right? So here I'm gonna say div, and I mean you could call it header, right? Which could make sense, but in this case I'm just gonna say header icons because the stuff on the right is kind of referring to the icons, right? So I'm going to go ahead, grab this, and I'm going to pop this into here. Right, so now we have these three containers containing all of the stuff, right? And you see like that even the right stuff now hasn't got display flex because that container, you need to tell it to be display flex in order for it to listen like that, right? So why is this useful now? Because now that there's three children, essentially, this is one child, this container, this is another child, and this is the third child. So now what we can go ahead and say in header.css is, I want all of the children to space themselves between them. So justify content, space between. And if I click save now, guys, look what happens. It spaced all of those children between. So you can imagine all of the boxes that we kind of drew around it, right?
Yeah, this is
So
the space in between that we were talking about earlier, you guys. Right there. That's your space between each of the, things we're building here. So each container.
Exactly that. Yeah. So that's a really important thing right there. So that's why we added these divs, because it allowed us to contain those children elements. Okay, so awesome. The next step is what we're going to do is we're essentially going to basically firstly add some padding. So we're going to add some padding to the outside header. So let's go ahead and add some padding outside this header. We are going to, so there you go. It's kind of padded it out a bit. So that way it's not, everything's not touching the sides as it was. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and set the, so first what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and say the header input, so that middle field, the one that's kind of gone out of alignment now, I'm going to say go ahead and target that and set that to display flex. So set that to display flex. So display flex, and then align item center. So now as soon as I hit save, notice how these two rules is basically going to say give that middle, so where we have the search, the input field and the search icon, give that container a display type of flex, and then align everything centrally, right? So now if I click save, you'll see everything come into alignment, right? So it does that very nicely. And then the final one to make things a bit easier is what we're going to go ahead and do is go and target those icons. So we're going to go ahead and say here for those icons, I'm going to say display flex, and then I'm going to go ahead and say align items center. So as soon as I save this, you'll see that it will display flex and it will align everything centrally in that right container. And then what we're going to go ahead and say is I'm going to go ahead and actually at that point, that's pretty nice. That's pretty cool, right? So that's pretty cool. And then what we're going to do now is for the header logo, I actually want that. I don't want that logo to touch the side, right? So I'm going to give it a margin left of 20 pixels. So for that header logo, I'm going to give it a margin left. So now it actually pushes away a little bit, right? So it pushed away a little bit from the side. And I think that's a bit, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, so 20 pixels is pretty good. And now we can see, guys, we actually have a very nice sort of starting point for our app, right? So it's a very nice position to be in. What we want to do next is actually style that middle section, so that header input, right? So for that header input now, what we're going to do is we've already done this, right? But what I'm actually going to say here, I want this one to actually take up more room. So I want it to take up 40%. So let's say
when you
40%.
said this one, you're referring to this guy right here.
Exactly. Yeah, that container.
Got
so
it.
as soon as I apply 40% to that, let's see what happens. So you see it took up 40% of the space. So it's very hard to visually see that. But if I go ahead and add a border, so let's say border 1 pixel solid black, right? Now look what happens, guys. If I save that, you see like that's what it's actually taking up right now, yeah? So I'll keep that border in there while we do this. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a margin left and a margin right. Actually, no, for now, what we can do is let's go ahead and target the input field. So inside of that field, notice how the input field isn't actually taking up all of the room, right? So there's some space, right? There's some space with where it's not taking up. So what we can do is we can actually go ahead and say header input, and we can say target the input field, which is a direct child, right? So inside of header, if we look at header input, it has a direct child, which is an input. So we're saying go and target that, give it flex 1 and get rid of that border, right? And what this is going to say is, if you say flex 1, it's going to actually go ahead and say use as much room as you possibly have inside of your container. So it's going to push that.
Elizabeth is asking, Sunny, if you set the margin with a set 20 pixels, will it still be responsive?
Yeah, because for this case, I mean, you could, because it's such a small distance from the burger icon, it's fine to do that. But if you wanted to make that gap shrink, you could use something like rem, which is basically going to be dependent on the parent, or you could actually use view width, which means that as the screen gets smaller, that measurement also gets smaller. But we can I can show that in more practice soon. But the reason why you don't always do that, guys, is because you don't always want that gap to grow if the screen gets bigger, right? You don't always want that gap to get smaller when the screen gets bigger. So I just saw a funny comment that was blocked by our bot.
Nice. Yeah,
as soon as
I saw it too.
Yeah, as soon as I hit save now, you can see if I go ahead and put this border back, this border back, what we're going to see now, guys, is, let's see, you see that I actually went ahead and pushed that input field as much to give it as much room as it possibly can have. So that's really nice, right? So that's cool. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and give the icon. So let's go ahead and actually go ahead and give the icon inside of the header input field. I'm just trying to figure out what we're doing next. So we have the header input button. Right, so next what we want to do is
I actually really like this comment. I wanted to just highlight it. Elizabeth says these videos are worth Sunny's tips alone, and she says, but the builds are amazing. Watch first and code later. I retain so much more this way. So you guys, you can actually, yeah, you can also just choose to watch and then code later. It really totally up to you. I mean, the tips here are going to be really valuable, so you can actually even take notes or just really pay attention. That's how I do it. Like if I was doing it, I would just be watching it and kind of really paying attention. But make sure at some point you're doing these builds and you are actually like, you know, creating this stuff at some point. That's how you'll truly be able to retain this. And also, Sunny, I forgot to tell you, but I think Elizabeth, there's a chance she might be coming and doing an Airbnb clone on this channel.
Oh, nice. Really?
Yeah, I didn't tell you that.
Dope, dude.
Yeah.
That'll be so yeah.
Yeah, so I'm super pumped about that. She like reached out and everything on LinkedIn. I was like, okay, let's talk. And she has the gear and everything, and she's pretty cool. She's a DJ and also went to a coding bootcamp. So I think it would be really cool. And let me know, guys, in the comments if you guys would want to see a Airbnb clone with Elizabeth, and if you would be down for that.
That would be amazing. Yeah, that would be cool, man. Airbnb is a massive app as well. And guys, a little tip for you guys if you didn't know, the tool that we use called Prettier, right? So the one that whenever we save it, it formats the code. Airbnb actually have the most popular and widely used Prettier rules, which so many companies use. So not many people know that, but
damn,
Airbnb,
I did not know that.
Yeah, the developer team is insane.
I mean, think about that. Like Elizabeth paid, and then Elizabeth also paid probably what $10,000 or $15,000 for a coding bootcamp, and that project that she built there, she's just going to be teaching it for free. You know, if we were to do that on this channel, so that's insane value for everybody.
Awesome, really cool.
Yeah,
nice. So guys, what we're going to target next is the header input button. So we're talking about the this button right here. So right now we have a search icon right here. I'm going to go ahead and give this a class name of header _ input button, right? So input button, and oops, I spelled something wrong there. So input button. There we go. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and target that. So input button, I'm going to say .input button, and then I'm going to basically say set this width to be 50%, because I want that button to have a set width. And because that's a Material UI button, we have to override the default width. All right, we have to override the default width. So you can see, like, it actually kind of gave it a bit more spacing, that button. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is give that a background color, and the hex code that you see here is just a very subtle gray. Right, so it's a very subtle gray, and you can see it very slightly, right? I'm going to give it a border left, because that's what they have inside of the YouTube clone, as inside of YouTube itself. And then I'm going to say the color should be gray, so the color of the icon should be gray. And then you can see we have a gray icon now, which is nice, right? So it looks pretty clean, everything looks pretty good. For the input as well, I initially gave it a border of 1 pixel solid black. I'm not
just want to drop in for 1 second and say, if you guys are enjoying this so far, Sunny is, guys, he's crushing it. He puts the show on for you guys. He's going at it every single day, doing these builds one after another. So if you guys are enjoying this so far, just go ahead, show your appreciation, and smash that like button, and let's get this video out to more and more people. You guys, thank you for being here. Smash that like button, and let's get back to it.
We appreciate you guys. We actually just hit over 1,000 likes, so that's amazing.
Oh, dude. Nice. We're at 500 viewers right now, and we actually hit. And DS Cuber just said the best YouTube channel ever, and we're getting a lot of love. The Stunning Italian says, I just found out this channel and I'm hooked. Now all that's left is to learn React hooks. Nice wordplay there.
Hey.
I like that. Yep. So it's going up, guys. We're getting more and more people here because you guys are like commenting. You guys are engaging. We're about to break 10,000 views on this. We got 500 viewers, and then we broke 1,000 likes. So that is amazing. Thank you guys for that. And let's make this the best YouTube clone out there.
Exactly. Let's do it, guys. So we have the light gray border in place now. So you can see like that's actually looking a lot cleaner. It's looking a lot nicer right now at that point. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is actually go, I've lost the app. One sec. Oops. Let me pull up the app again. 1 second, guys. Need to go localhost. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is actually go ahead and give it a placeholder because the search right now is very ugly and it doesn't look that good. So search placeholder, and I think they just have search written inside of it. So if we go ahead and do that, we can see now it says search inside of R1, which is nice. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is, guys, when we actually go ahead and type inside of search, we actually want to use that information. So previously somebody actually mentioned that they want to learn React hooks. We are going to be using React hooks to do that. So we will be showing you that later on, guys. So stay tuned, and we will be covering that. So the next step is also, so I guess it's the right side. So the right side doesn't look great at the moment, right? Everything's kind of bunched up together. I want those 3 icons to be a bit more spaced out. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and give those icons a class name. So I'm going to say go ahead and give those a class name of header underscore icon. So you see down here we have header underscore icon. I added that to these 3 things, right? Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is target that and say go to the header icon, and I'm going to say give it a margin right. All right, give it a margin right. Let's say 10 pixels, and let's see how that looks. I mean, it may look a bit ugly, it may not, but there you go. Okay, so it's a bit dramatic, so we can say 5 pixels, and there we go. That's pretty nice. That's very subtle, looks pretty clean, and it's pretty close to what we wanted, right? So now we can actually go ahead and maybe give it about 8 to sort of get a sweet spot. Awesome. There we go. So now you can see we've actually got that in place, and everything at this point, guys, is responsive. So like if you make the screen bigger, if you make the screen smaller, it's going to be responsive.
Whoa. Yeah, it's looking gorgeous actually. I'm just gonna like zoom in more so people can see it in an easier way. But yeah, guys, like look at this thing. It is super responsive as I go through this.
Yeah.
Right. That's awesome.
Nice. And guys, if you focus on building with those principles in place, you will never have to worry about like supporting mobile devices, all of that stuff, because it comes right out the box, which is the beauty of Flexbox, and which is why we use it and we encourage it so much. So with that said, we have one more step to do, and that's actually, it's going to be something that we're gonna code it now, and we're gonna see how it's being used later on.
Tommy Kelly just dropped. He goes, "This is awesome stuff, guys. Can't wait for the next competition." He was the first place winner of the COVID tracker challenge yesterday, and he won $500 actually.
Really?
Yep. And
Oh,
he
damn.
even
Well
jumped
done,
on the
dude.
live. Yeah.
Oh, dude, nice. Awesome.
Look,
Congrats.
travel with Zen says, "We love you, Sonny."
Hey, I love you too. Love to see something like that.
Yeah.
Nice. Somebody said React.js and MySQL. No, we're going to use React.js and Firebase, guys.
Yeah.
Because Firebase is a beautiful thing to use. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to actually go ahead and add the sticky functionality, right? So if we go into app.js and say I go and spam
Okay,
this
so
thing,
right now, okay, yeah, you're gonna show us, right? Okay, go.
yeah.
That's what
So
I
I'm
want
just
to
gonna
say.
say like this is like a test, for example, and I'm just gonna spam this so that way we can pretty much we can see a screen which is gonna, go past the bottom of the screen.
So I have to, yeah. So basically, once I scroll, guys, notice that the header is not there anymore. It doesn't stick. It's only there at the top, but then as I scroll, you guys see that? You guys follow that? And so basically what we're going to be doing right now is building this header, making it sticky. So then boom, as I go down, that's going to be right there the whole time.
Exactly. We want it to stick to the top, right? So now, oops, I closed my header. So let me open up again, header.js. Yeah, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and look at the header. So we're targeting the outside container, this one right here. And I'm going to go ahead and say position. So position is something very powerful here. We're going to say position sticky. right? Sticky. And then what we need to do is we need to say, while it's sticky, make it attached to the top. So we're saying give it a top of 0. Now that is actually, believe it or not, all you're going to need. But we want that header to always be on top of anything else, right? So if there's like some kind of icon, in some cases you're going to see the header kind of appear underneath it. So what I'm going to do is do a Z index of, let's just say 100. So that way nothing ever, Z index is basically saying, like how far front should it be? So if we set a Z index of 100, there's nothing that's going to go underneath that header, right? But we also need to give it a background color as a finishing touch. So background color of white. So what I'm going to show you guys is if I don't give it a background color and I don't give it a Z index and we save it, we're going to get the sticky functionality, but it's going to be transparent. So let's go ahead and show them that, Kazi.
Yep. So I'm going to show them that. And at the top, I just added sticky nav bar, so everybody can see what we're currently working on. But what do you want to see?
Oh, no.
I see.
So
it's transparent. Yeah.
Yep. So it's transparent, and also a Z index is needed to make it kind of appear at the front, because right now test could be on top of it, right? So the first step is we add a Z index, and let's just give it 100. Some people like to do 99999. You see loads of meme jokes about infinite, but here you give it 100. But if we gave it a background color of, let's just say, like, to exaggerate the effect, right? Let's give it a blue, right? So let's just give it a blue so you can crystal clear see that, right? And then, Kazi, if you go ahead and scroll down.
So
if you scroll down, so you see that
I
it's
see it.
sticking.
It's sticking, and
so
it's...
Yeah, we don't want it to be blue. So if I change that to white and we do that again, now you can see it sticks as we want it. So it sticks really nicely. It sticks correctly.
Ooh, we just got a super chat from Chris, and he paid us in PHP. We don't want your money. No, I'm kidding. No, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Chris.
That's amazing. Wow, we just got paid in PHP. Maybe next up somebody's gonna pay us in JS.
Yeah, like React Coin or something.
Yeah. Amit says, it's the first time on this channel. It's freaking awesome. Thanks for this. You got it. Thank you for being here. Make sure to subscribe to the channel too.
Yeah, definitely subscribe. Awesome. Yeah. Nice, guys. So we just pretty much finished the header, pretty much. So we just changed the background color to white. And with that said and done, we actually just got a perfectly responsive navbar. So that's very, not navbar, a header, which is perfect. Okay, so awesome. With that done, now I guess what we can go ahead and do is actually move on to the next component. So let's go ahead and remove all of these tests. So we're going to get rid of these. There we go. And we pretty much can go ahead and remove the header. So because we pretty much wrote that, right? The next thing we need is a sidebar and the recommended videos, right? So the sidebar in this case, imagine it would be something like this. It would be sidebar, and it will basically pop the sidebar on the left, right? Now, we have basically a bunch of space underneath that header now, and we want to split it up in the following way. So we kind of want, let's think of it this way. We kind of want that sidebar to take up about, I think it would be about 20%, right? 20% of the space. So Kazi, if we go ahead and actually go and save, so let's go ahead and show them. So right now we have a blank screen, right? Let's draw a box around the empty space. So so right now we have a container. Underneath that header, everything is like a big container, right? We want we want 20% of the left side of the screen to be the sidebar. So 20% of this, guys, is going to be the sidebar, right? And then it most likely will extend to the bottom, but it'll be to the sidebar, right? And then the right side of the screen is going to be the remaining 80% will be where the recommended videos are. Okay, so how do we achieve that? How do we sort of get that in place? The first thing we need to do is remember.
And
like,
here's what it looks like, guys. So boom, this is what it should look like. Exactly. 20% on the left-hand side. You guys see that? And then on the right-hand side, more than 80%. Yep. Exactly
that. Yeah. So now what we want to do is to get it looking like that. What we want to say is go ahead and basically go to our app.js. And imagine, remember, so if anytime we have this sort of layout battle, we basically want to create a div. Right? I want to create a div, and here I'm going to say app underscore page because it's kind of resembling the page, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to pop the search bar and the recommend and this inside of there. So the search bar is just like this. So we basically would have the search bar component inside. And then we have the recommended video. So obviously it's freaking out right now because there is no sidebar component. So if I go ahead and create a sidebar, so sidebar.js,
Yeah.
sidebar.js, and now I should be in that file in just a second. There we go. So I'm inside that file, and if I do rfce, and I do this, and now I have this sidebar. So if I just do a simple h2 saying I am a sidebar, right?
Yeah.
And
We'll do React Native too at some point, guys.
Yeah,
But
100%.
by the way, we're done with the sticky navbar.
Yeah, we are done with the sticky navbar. Yeah.
All right, and now we're working on what? We're working on the sidebar.
Yep, the sidebar. Awesome. So we pretty much have this sidebar now showing. So it says I am a sidebar, right? And then we basically want to have a recommended video section as well. So let's go ahead and create some kind of component called recommended videos, which is going to be responsible for that right hand side, right? So let's go ahead and do like recommended videos.js. So here we go, recommended videos.js, and here I'm going to do rfce, and wait till snippet comes up. Boom, there we go. And here I'm going to say this is where the videos will go. Oops, I have a cursor here. I'll say this is where videos go, right? So if I save that and I go back and I import that recommended videos, so here we go, and I actually use it. So I go ahead and remove this and I say recommended videos and I render it. So now we have a sidebar sitting next to recommended videos. And now you see, by default in this container, things are something, they follow the rule called display block, right? Now display block is basically going to stack things on top of each other. So what we're going to do now instead to fix this is we're going to go into app.css, which is interesting. We actually don't have the import for that. So we say import app.css. So app.css. Oh, we do have it here. Sorry, I missed it. Yeah, app.css. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside that and I'm going to say dot, and then I'm going to go ahead and do, so let me go ahead back in here. We're going to target app page, and I'm going to say app page display flex. And what this is going to do, guys, as soon as I hit save now, watch how the two children go next to each other. Right, so you see that it went from display block, so sitting on one on top of the other, to basically going left and right, like they're siblings now, right, inside of a row. Omkar says this is so unreal, a step-by-step instructions with live code for free.
Yeah,
nice.
That's what I'm showing on the screen actually right now.
Oh, dope, nice. Yeah, love that, guys. So we have display flex, and now what we can do is we basically want to set like a weight for each of these things, right? So the way that we're going to set our weights, and what I mean by weights, guys, is I am a sidebar to only take up 20% of the screen, and I want the rest of the videos to take up 80% of the screen. So in order to do that, the way we do that is we go to app.js, and you see here's the two children inside of it. So inside of sidebar, what I can go ahead and do, so if I open up sidebar.js, I need to create a CSS file, and firstly I'm going to stick to our BEM naming, and I'm going to go ahead and give this sidebar, and I'm going to go ahead and import sidebar.css, and watch, it's going to scream because we don't have sidebar.css yet. So sidebar.css, now we have sidebar.css, so it should be okay. So there we go. And now what I'm going to say, guys, is I'm going to say for sidebar, give this, so sidebar, give this something flex is 0.2. And what this is saying is it's saying inside that container, only give it a weight of 20%. Right? So as soon as I hit save, notice how I'm a sidebar is only taking up 20% now. Right? So it's only taking up 20%. And then what we want is this is where videos go. You would assume that it would take up the remainder.
So flex goes from what, 0 to 1?
Yes, 0 to 1.
Got it.
So this resembles actually resembles 20%, guys. Yeah.
But can't you do also like you can give certain things flex 2 or flex 3?
No, it's only between 0 and 1.
Got it. Got it. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
That makes a lot
As
of
far
sense.
as I'm aware.
So
Yeah.
1 is really 100%, and that's why when you do flex 1, that thing takes up the maximum amount of width. Like if you wanted to make the search bar extremely long and make it go all the way across, you would just give it a flex of 1,
Exactly.
right? Flex
Yeah,
of 100%.
exactly. Yeah.
Hmm.
Exactly that. Yeah. So now what we're going to do, guys, is we gave it 20%, but we do have to tell the remaining child, so this one, the recommended videos, let's go ahead and give that a class name so we can style it. We have to tell this one to go ahead and be 80%. Otherwise, it will, because Flexbox will only use up the space where it needs to use up, right? So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a recommended videos.css. And it's going to cry again because it doesn't exist. So recommended videos.css. And there we go. So recommended videos.css. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to target that container, which had lowercase recommended, and I'm going to say flex of 0.8, right? And as soon as I hit save now, you may not see the difference, but what it's actually going to do is you see that it's actually now completely, and the way I'm going to really emphasize this is I'm going to show you by using a border. So I'm going to say border 1 pixel solid black, right? So here, so you see that, guys, the sidebar is taking up 20%, but I have to tell it. So if as soon as I do flex 0.8 and I uncomment it out, boom, it knows to take up 80%.
I see.
So the sidebar is now taking up 20%, and then the other one's taking up.
Got it. So you could have done it. You could have done it 2 ways. You could have given the sidebar a 20%, or you could give the recommended one 80%.
No. You have to give both.
Oh, I see. So what does it do if you don't give it that? So like if this is 20%, so what happens there?
So if this isn't 20%, you see it's trying to take up more.
Yep. I see that.
So it's taking up. So that one's using up 80%, but it's using it in a weird way right now. Like it's not distributing it correctly.
Now uncommented. Oh, okay. So like now it's like taking up 80% the normal way. Okay, and then this is giving the 20%. Okay, let me actually put this down right here. So guys, right here, you got your 20. And then over here on the other side, you got your 80%. And this was achieved by flex 0.8. And then this one was achieved with flex 0.2.
Exactly.
This is sidebar, and this is your recommended videos component.
Yeah. And guys, remember, whenever you're doing weights, they have to add up to 1. Otherwise, it's gonna get like you get that weird spacing that we just showed. Like if I get rid of the 0.2, it kind of just weirdly spaces it out. So if you're ever using weights, make sure you're using the correct like values to add up to 1. So that way it perfectly aligns everything as it needs to. Right?
Yep.
Nice.
Perfect.
So with that said, now what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and implement the sidebar. So the sidebar has its correct weight now. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is check out the sidebar. So sidebar, what we basically have inside of the sidebar is a bunch of rows, right? We have a bunch of rows. So if we look at the ngrok version, we have a bunch of rows inside of there. So because if you open up the ngrok version, you see, guys, it's like trending, subscription, library, history, your videos, home. All of those are rows. So this is a perfect example of where we can actually go ahead and write a component. So I'm going to write a sidebar row component.
Oh,
right, so
and then you can keep reusing it. So like trending. Okay, got it. Nice.
Exactly, yeah. So we basically want to have it so that it will be something like this, right? And what I want to basically, the end goal here is to basically be able to pass in an icon and pass in a title. So for example, home for this one.
Cooper's like, damn, this guy's coding YouTube. How is this for free?
Nice. I love that, Cooper Johnson.
Yeah,
And
Hidayat
then the
says,
second one
I'm
will
a
be like,
big fan. Can I apply for Profit JavaScript now? Yeah, if the link is in the description, then you can.
yeah, definitely. Link is in the description. Go check it out, guys. And what we can do is trending, and then for this one, this is something called props as well, guys. So props is basically how you reuse a component but with different properties, right? So props. And then here we would do something like subscription. So just to give you an example, these are three at the top, right? And then for these ones, let's just blank these out for now. So we have three different sidebar rows, and obviously it's going to freak out because we don't have a sidebar row at the moment, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and create that. So sidebar row.js. And we are now in that file. I have to do RFCE. Boom. And then here, remember, this is where we accept those properties. And in ES6 JavaScript, we can actually split them apart here and say, go ahead and get the title. All right, so go ahead and get the title. All right. So if I save that and I basically go in here and I can now import it. So I can say import sidebar row from sidebar row. And then here, now it shouldn't freak out because it actually knows what sidebar row is. Right? And basically what I can say here is I can just say I am a row. So or even better, we can actually say title. Okay? So I can actually go ahead and say title. So now what we can see in our code is we say home trending subscription. Right? So it's nice. We've got to the first point very nicely. What we want to do now is basically, let's go ahead and firstly stick to our way of working. So if we go to sidebar row and we basically give this one a class name, because we want to be able to style this at some point, class name of sidebar row. So sidebar row, right? And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically say, we also want an icon, right? So we want an icon next to it. So there is one for the home icon. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is use that one. So I'm going to show you guys the one that for the home icon is this one. So this one right here, right? Home icon for Material UI home. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is pop this next to it. So I'm going to say home icon. And now what we'll see is a home icon and then the title. So we'll see home and then we see side trending, subscription, etc. Right? So I'm going to go ahead and remove I am a sidebar so it's getting confusing. So now you can see sidebar, home, trending, subscription, right? But remember, guys, we want them to kind of sit next to each other, not like that. So I'm going to basically create a CSS file for this. So I'm going to go ahead and create a CSS file here. So sidebar row.css. Hey, we
Thank
got
you.
another donation. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that donation, Ashish. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Really love that. Thank you. So we're going to go ahead and style this and we say, so Vibev said, just thinking without Flex, life would be so difficult. It really would. That's why we love Flexbox.
Yeah.
So if I add Flex to this now, you can see that fixes things and it makes the icon now sit next to the reason why that's not coming to play is I need to import it. So import and we do this. We do sidebar row. So sidebar row.css. There we go. And now you'll see that it should pop in. So now we have, you see that we have the icon and then we have the text, right? Now to make it super accurate, what we're going to go ahead and do is do align item center. So align item center, and this will actually go ahead and center them. It's very subtle, but it does make a difference, right? Especially when you have big text and things like that. So we've gone ahead and done that. And to make things perfect now, what I want to go ahead and do is we want to basically notice how each of the ones in the final app had different icons. So this is something that a lot of you guys actually haven't seen me do before. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass in an icon prop. Yeah. I'm going to go back to my sidebar. And did you know that you can actually pass components as props? So if you didn't know that, let me know in the comments. But if you did, or if you found something new there, smash the thumbs up button, because even every time I do this, it's kind of a cool use case, because it really shows the power of React, how everything is component based and how you can actually use that. So what I'm going to do now is, rather than specifying a home icon for every single one, I'm going to do this. I'm going to say this icon.
Nice.
Yeah, this icon is, for example, this one. So I'm going to go ahead and import it in here and say, pass this one a home icon. For the trending one, the actual icon is called something, it's called watch shot. strangely. So that's in Material UI. And I've just Googled these by typing in, yeah, it's super strange, the names. I've Googled that. I basically used that search tool that we spoke about earlier. And this one's called What Shot Icon. And then the final one here is something called the subscription icon. So that one actually makes sense, right? So this one, I'm gonna go ahead and pull that in, some subscription icon. There we go. Okay, so now we have three things. We pass it in, but how do we actually pull that into our app and use it as a prop, right? So here we need to make sure whenever you're passing a prop as a component as a prop, this has to be uppercase, because we know that components, and React actually makes sure that you do that. Thank you so much, Deepank Yadav,
Oh
for a
yeah,
donation.
thank you.
Love
Damn,
that.
we're
Thank you,
at. By the way, thank you guys so much. We are at actually $15 in the chat, like super chat. That is really really cool.
Amazing.
And we've broke over 10,000 views on this video. So thank you guys so much for smashing that like button and also just being on this video. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So now remember we used the home icon before, right? But if I want to use the icon that we pass in, I literally just do that. And now if I save this, I literally just replaced it with the prop name, which is capitalized, remember, because it's a component. If you don't capitalize it, it doesn't actually work, guys. It freaks out, okay? Like it freaks out and it doesn't work. So now it says, okay, let's go ahead and save it. Have I done it right? Let's have a look. So, oh yeah, because guys, I remember I capitalized it, so it means I need to change these to capital I's, right? So capital I's. If I save that, so I change this to capital I, and now once it refreshes, we should see it now working. So refresh, and let's see. It should pop up.
Still a crash.
Okay, so let's have a look. So we've got the icons being pulled in at the top.
It's expecting a string, I think, for home icon, or no? That's what it's saying.
This is saying expected a string for, yeah. So when it does this, this is most likely because home icon comes in here.
Thank you. Icon. Thank you, by the way, Infos and Facts, for a €5 donation and super chat. That is amazing. Thank you. Thank you
so much. Thank you, dude. Just double checking, guys, as to why that's happening. It's super strange. Maybe because actually we created app.js.
Did you export your sidebar? Yeah, export default.
Sidebar. Yeah. We sidebar row takes icon as a prop. We pass that in here. Home icon. Pass that in as a title. Yep. Sidebar row takes in here and it renders an icon. Super strange. Okay. Let me go ahead and
Hey, right over here where it says import sidebar. Okay, sidebar rows CSS. No, that's all good too.
So that should be working, but this is like it's
it's working. Debugging. It's working. It's actually working.
Okay, nice. So it was probably cached. Yeah. And it wasn't refreshing. But you see, guys, like sometimes it does work, guys. Sometimes
it worked. I'm gonna play the air horn. Nice. Damn, that thing is always so loud. I'm gonna blow somebody's eardrums.
Like some people saying would passing menu icon work. So guys, it did work in the end. So like sometimes you will have that with React, but it may take a little bit of time, and especially because we're doing a VS live share, maybe it was a bit delayed, right? So what we're gonna do now is we are gonna go ahead and apply. We're gonna style that a bit so it looks a bit nicer, right? So the first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and add the following. So I'm going to add a class name to the icon. So class name here, and this one's going to be sidebar row. Sidebar row __ icon, right? And then I'm going to go ahead and give this one a title. So it's going to be sidebar row title. Okay. So we have these two things. And then what I'm going to say is for the styling sort of rules. So now what I'm going to do is style these and say the following. So sidebar row, we already gave it a display flex and we aligned it centrally, right? I want to give it some padding. So what this is going to do is it gives a padding, and then this is in two different directions, right? So we're saying for the, I think it's for the top So let me go ahead and refresh this because I can't actually see on my screen. It's not working. But yeah, what it's saying is for the top and bottom, I think. So if we like change this drastically, we'll see. So if I save that, so you see, this is saying for the top and bottom 10 pixels is yeah, for top and bottom 10 pixels, and for the left and right 20 pixels. Okay, so that's a shorthand for doing that, which works really nice. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is say for the icon, guys, I want to change those icons to the following. So I want to say sidebar. So for those icons, I want to give the following rules. I want to say give it a color of gray. So sidebar row icon, give it a color of gray. So this is a hexadecimal for gray. And this is the, remember, icons are actually fonts. If you didn't know that, that's a new thing for you guys. So icons are actually fonts, and because we're using Material UI, we have to override the font. So as soon as I do that now and save it, you'll see that they turn gray and they suddenly get a bit smaller, right? So they turn gray and suddenly get a bit smaller. So I need to save that. So there we go. So that should turn gray now. So sidebar row icon, sidebar row icon.
Is it cached again? Hold on.
I hope not. It's being a bit strange.
Yep, I just had to save it. I just had to go sidebar row or something and save. I saved a few files and now it works.
Nice.
Unplug my computer. I just had to unplug my computer, restart it. Now it works.
Unplug it, restart it, get a new internet service provider. Nice. So we were also going to target the title now. So for the title, we're going to do the following. We're going to say target the title. I'm going to say give it a, so the title that we're talking about is, right, so I want that title to take up the majority of the space. So the way I do it is I say flex 1. So it's going to basically bully the other one into saying like, right, give me as much room as possible. Right, so as soon as we apply that rule, what it's going to do is it's actually going to push it to the side. So I think, is it saved? Yeah, I think it did save. Yeah. So flex 1, and then I'm going to say give it a margin left so it's not sticking to the side. So margin left of 20 pixels. There we go. So margin left, and then you can see it gets that gap away from it. And then I'm going to say give it a font size of 12 pixels and a font weight of 500. So font weight of 500 will bold it a little bit, but it will also make the text a bit smaller, so it looks a bit nicer, right? So there we go. That actually automatically starts to look a lot nicer. It starts to look a lot more like we sort of expect it to, right? And what I'm going to do now is also make it so that, thank you so much, Yashodip, for that React donation. Awesome.
Oh, I love that. It just says React on it. That's boss.
Amazing.
Damn.
So now we have sidebar row hover, and this is a special property, guys, which means when I hover over it, I want it to basically say, Kazi, you're not following Sunny on live share. I think there's something wrong.
Oh,
no, you are. Okay.
Now I am.
Yeah. So we have the light gray. So now, like, as soon as I sort of save this, guys, notice how when Kazi puts his mouse over the home or trending.
Oh, nice. Remove that hover.
Cool, right?
I love that. That is so cool.
If I remove that, look what happens now.
Oh, my bad, guys. Sorry. I think, yeah, we just didn't see the CSS code for a while. Well, they were, yeah, a lot of people are saying that. So, my bad. I don't know why. It must have stopped following him. So, this is the CSS code. You guys can even pause the video. But, like, so you want to just at a high level touch on just some of these, you know, the one you worked on probably in the last few minutes that they didn't get to see.
Yeah, sure. So sidebar row title is referring to this one right here, guys. And what I did is I applied a flex 1, which basically said use up as much room as you want in that container. So the title.
And this title means what? The word says home.
Yeah, home. Exactly.
And when you say use up as much width, it's pretty much using all of this width right here.
Exactly. It's just trying to use up as much room as it can. And then margin left is saying give it, so don't let it touch the icon. So 20 pixels left of the icon. And then we said font size of 12 pixels, font weight of 500, which is why it's now smaller and it's like got that sort of thickness, which is the YouTube thickness, right? Then we wanted it to be a bit more interactive, so that
Because
way
right now, if I
when
hover, it doesn't do anything. It just allows me to do this, which is like, eh.
exactly, which is like super like an ugly sort of user experience. So now I'm saying when you hover over it, change the cursor to a pointer and make the background color light gray. So now if you hover over it, check
Yep.
this out, guys.
Ooh, that is looking great.
Right? But we want to go a step further. We want it so that when you hover over it, we want to change the color of the icon to red. So the way we do that is we say sidebar row hover, and then we say go when you hover, go to the icon, so the sidebar row icon, and change the color of it to red. So if I save this, so as soon as I save this, it will start to do that. Hey,
Oh, that is clean. I like how you can only change the icon color to red and not the other one.
yeah, super cool, right? So you're saying only the one that I hover over, change the sidebar icon to red, right? Which is super, super clean and it works really nice. And then as a nice little finishing touch, what if we also want to bold the text of the one that we're hovering? So we're saying now go to the sidebar title and bold that text. So now if Kazi goes and hovers over it,
Yep. Let me try.
so
Ooh,
see how
that
it
looks
bolds the
nice.
text? It's
I
very
see.
subtle, but it bolds the
Yeah.
text, right? That's
Nice.
dope. Yeah. But then initially, so in YouTube, what happens is oh nice. Someone goes, we see Ashwin, thank you so much. He goes, function, React gods, return Kazi and Sunny. Hey.
What a function. Wow.
What a function, nice.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, dude. So now what we're gonna do, guys, is we are actually gonna go and make one of those selected. So in
By the way,
YouTube, like when
I just wanna say if any of you guys are developers and you're on this channel, you are more than welcome to actually hit me up on Instagram or anywhere. And you guys, if you guys want to run tutorials, whether it's Vue.js tutorials or you want to run like tutorials on anything else, we can actually talk about that. I want more developers to come to this platform on Clever Programmer and be empowered to actually be able to share their message and what they believe in. Like Sunny was working and using React, and so we were like, hey Sunny, just come through and just talk about React all day. And
yeah,
so now we push that message. We brought on Nas and we're like, hey, what do you believe in? And he's like, JavaScript. Okay, just share JavaScript with people. And so we're going to have Elizabeth coming on soon. Jacob wants to talk about Python all the time. So then, okay, go ahead. So if you guys have any technology that you're interested in, you have good communication skills, or you're just willing to learn and be able to put these things together, like DM me on Instagram and tell me you're interested in this and like what value you could bring. We could talk about, you could be running live trainings with me directly or Sunny or anybody else from the Clever Programmer team and just bringing value to people. We're even going to have, I think, Elizabeth, depending on what she puts together and if she pulls through, we might even have her next week actually teaching Airbnb clone.
that'd be insane. That'd be so cool. Honestly, like Airbnb is such a powerful app and it's worth like I think it has hit $1 billion valuation Airbnb ages ago, right? Like it's worth big money, guys, and you guys are going to be able to see that on a live build from somebody who was once watching the channel. So if you guys are interested in jumping on and getting involved and doing a live stream with us, then that's an option that's actually available for you guys. So go ahead and make the most of that. And guys, one thing I do really recommend is that like if you are watching this and you do really enjoy it, right? Make sure you do pull out your phone, like hit me up, hit me and Kazi up on our Instagram handles. So shoot a story, tag us in it, because it really allows us to start a conversation with you guys. And we actually do really quickly sort of get to know who's watching the videos. So like I actually do recognize a lot of people who are actually watching and
Yeah,
things
like
like that. And, yeah.
we'll see Rania in the stream sometimes. We see Elizabeth in the stream, and I talk to you guys.
Olu.
Yeah, we have like bunch of people who we see in the streams, and when you guys message us, like Steve is coming to the streams constantly. So like we recognize a lot of you guys that are in the stream. We're not like sitting somewhere far high up and we can't see you. Like we see everybody who's here, and then when you guys reach out to us, like Yomna comes to the streams a lot, then yeah, we definitely will like even personalize our answers to you.
Exactly. Exactly. It really builds like a nice sort of relationship with all of you guys as well. Like it allows us to see that you guys are actually like you know, like human beings on the other side of the screen as opposed to just a number, because it can very easily become like that for us. Like when
Yeah,
we see
because
just a
right
number
now
on
a
the
lot of
screen.
you are just like logos. Like I see like Common Diversity, Divyansh, Konal, Sering. And the crazy thing is you guys are full human beings behind that one like logo. But besides that
Yeah,
text or logo, we can't even see who it is. It's just like literally a text title. But if you like actually send us an Instagram message or a video message, we will reach out, we'll actually share it, and then we actually get to develop a better relationship with you guys, so then when you come, we can actually even provide you more value. We're looking for depth, not like how many total views we can get.
exactly, guys. Exactly that. Awesome. I think
Like
now
Frank
what
is
we
on here.
yep.
Hey, let's go, Frank. He donated
Hey,
$25 actually last time. That was huge.
yeah, that's insane, dude. Thank you so much. He's like Udemy class. Okay, nice. So now, guys, what we're gonna do is we actually have the on the left, we pretty much have like those on the sidebar. We have the highlighting functionality, the hovering functionality available. Um, so what we're gonna do now is actually go ahead and guys, please don't spam the chat. By the way, like you will, you're just gonna get timed out if you do that. So please don't do that. Um,
Thank you
so
for another
we're gonna add a
donation.
yeah, thank you so much. We're gonna basically allow it so that we can pass a prop to that sidebar row and choose if something's selected. And the reason why that's so useful is because in actual apps like YouTube, you should be able to go into your code and basically or like have a selected sort of prop, right? So this is massive. They use this in a lot of production apps. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and pull that in here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna modify our CSS, right? We're gonna modify our CSS. We're gonna say, right, so I'm going to make some strings. So these are backticks, and this allows us to have some JavaScript inside of here. And I'm basically going to say, if selected, right, then add the following class, add the selected class, right? And then I'm going to save that, and I'm going to go over to sidebar row. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is basically add the following rules. So I'm going to say, if it's selected, so if it's
What are we
selected, the back
before we continue? What are you actually trying to do right now, functionality wise? What are we adding?
So if you on the YouTube home screen and things like that, so if we go to our build, you see the top one, the home page is by default selected,
When you
right?
say selected, what does that mean? Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
yeah, by default this one is already like in active state.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then the other ones, when you hover over it, it kind of previews like that this is going to be the next sort of active state one, right?
Yeah.
So what you want to do is you basically want to allow that functionality to exist by introducing a selected prop into your components.
Mm.
And that is how you basically achieve and solve that puzzle. So what we've done is we created a selected, right? And then what we're saying is we're actually saying if you have a class called sidebar row, and notice there's no space here, saying if it also has the selected class, then give the background color of light gray. So now if I save this, you'll see the home one will now have a light gray background. So if I save that, we should be able to see that the home. So I think it's not saving sidebar row. Yeah, you might have to save sidebar row. No, it's already saved. So selected. Yep. And if we go into sidebar, oh, sidebar.js isn't saved. Okay. There we go. So now you see that the home one right now we pass in selected, right? By default, this is like selected true. That's what it means. So it's like saying it's selected true. I don't know why isn't that showing. So we got selected, sidebar row, take selected. We use it and we say it will be selected. Okay. And then we go into our sidebar row.css and we've said sidebars. I mean, is it caching? I feel like it's caching.
Yeah, I feel like it could be caching. I mean, I'm trying to hard refresh it as well.
Yeah. So what we're going to do at this point is also add the following two rules in, which basically says if it's selected, one second, let's go ahead and check. Mine's still loading. Right, sidebar row selected. Okay, so yeah, mine's still loading. Okay, so in your case, we've got sidebar row selected. And if I open up sidebar row, and we've got here. So, oh, okay, I've added it on the wrong thing. Okay, so here, this is why, guys. This is why. So right now, what we should do is actually make this. So we don't want to add it on here. I wanted to add it to the actual container. I wanted to add it to this one, right? So what we need to do is basically add backticks, get rid of this, and say the following. If it's selected, then we apply it here. That's why it wasn't finding the correct class. So save it, and now you'll see, there we go. Home is now red, okay? And we also want to say, because look, when it's selected, it should by default have those red colors and things like that. So I need to add the following 2 lines. I need to say, if it's already selected, so if it's already selected, change the icon color to red. And if it's already selected, change the title to bold. And if I save that, check this out.
So oh, nice. I see it now.
Oh.
Yeah, now it's by default, it's actually active.
Yeah, that's dope. So now the actual sidebar row icon selected, sidebar row icon, it should actually be red by default. So I don't think this one's saved correctly. Sidebar row icon, sidebar row icon. Okay.
Nice, it's there.
There we go. Oh, there we go. Now it's there. Yeah, dope. So there we go. So now it's like it has that same hover effect, but it's always there if it's the selected one, right? So there we go. With that said, guys, the sidebar is now done, pretty much.
Nice.
So we can pretty much add one more thing, I think. Yeah. So what we do have on our build is we actually have like in YouTube we have a divider, right? So the divider is something which is as simple as this. It's as simple as a HR. So in sidebar we have a horizontal row like this, and basically it just looks like this. So as soon as I click save on that, we can see like a little horizontal line has been added, right? Now what that means, guys, is that essentially what we just want to style that in a very simple way. So in order to target that in a very simple way, what I can go ahead and do is basically say, for anything inside the sidebar which is a horizontal row, give it a height of 1 pixel, no border, a background color. This is basically a hack for targeting horizontal lines, right? Now as soon as I hit save, watch what happens. It basically gives it a little bit of space and adds a very beautiful horizontal line. Okay, now what I'm going to go ahead and show you is I've actually gone ahead and saved us some time. So we have these icons right here, but I've actually gone ahead and created the other icons with all of the appropriate imports, etc. after this, and that goes pretty much under here. So you see I've just passed those in, and then after that we're going to have a horizontal row. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is actually pull in all of the icons that we use, and I'm just going to paste them in here so we save a bit of time. So now we've got all of the icons. As soon as I hit save, guys, look what happens to that left side. So as soon as I hit save, it says sidebar.js, sidebar row is...
Wow, that's perfect. That's exactly the functionality I was looking for.
Oh, that's why. I overwrit one of my things. There we go. So now if I do this one, that's not the sidebar we want, guys.
Nice.
That's the sidebar we want.
Woo, right? Clean. Look at that, and look at the difference. I'm going to switch between this and the other version, and look at that. Oh my god, exactly the same. 100%. Yeah. Doesn't even move like an inch.
Exactly. The actual header that we built now is the correct responsive header. So it's actually perfectly responsive in this build. So amazing.
Nice. Yeah. It's always better in the actual build.
Yeah, it always gets better in the actual live build, which is funny. So now we've done that, guys. Let's go back to app.js, and we are going to go ahead and build the recommended videos, right? So the recommended videos. Now, the recommended videos is interesting. So if we go to app.js and go here, so recommended videos, I actually created the one where it says this is where videos go. So what we're going to go ahead and do is actually start puffing this out a little bit. So inside of here, we're going to have something called, so we're going to have a H2, which says recommended. So this one's going to say recommended, so recommended, and we're going to save. So it's going to say recommended, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start giving it some styling already. So we've already pulled in a CSS file, and what I'm going to say is we already gave it a flex of 0.8, but we are going to then add on the following. So we're going to say flex 0.8, but also Let's give it a background color of a slightly gray, because YouTube has a slight background color on that page, right? It has a slight background color. I want to get rid of that border because they have no borders on their page. And then you can see that that background color makes it immediately sort of look pretty decent, right? And then we have the following. So I'm going to say padding. And remember, it says the top and bottom is 40 pixels and the left and right is 20. But I don't want to give a padding underneath it after that, which is why I've done padding bottom 0. Do that. And we get this. And this is all basically how the YouTube app is actually looks. So I've taken inspiration from how YouTube has been built, and we pretty much have it looking the exact same in that way. Next, I'm going to target the H2. So the H2 is the recommended that we added. I'm going to say go inside and give it a margin left of 5 pixels and a margin bottom of 20 pixels. Go ahead and do that. And that will actually space it out a little bit more. So there we go. And now what we're going to do, guys, is we're actually going to go in and add the next thing. So imagine all of the videos that we see, that we saw previously, right? Let's go ahead and imagine that it's inside of a container.
Real quick, now we're done with the sidebar, right?
Yeah. So now we're building
Drop the air horn, and now we're going to be building the recommended.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly, guys.
Awesome. Let's keep it rocking and rolling. Just changed it at the top.
Najil said, how can it be so perfect? Fire. Awesome. Love to see that. So we've got a div now here, and what we're going to do now is we have div dot, and I'm going to say here, recommended videos, underscore videos, because this is going to be a container which is basically going to have all of the videos in it. So imagine I have like a video here, and when I say videos, I mean like all of those thumbnails and stuff that you guys were seeing before, right? So let's go ahead and show them the Yangrok and show them what we're about to build. So
this thing right over here, guys, this recommended thing is what we're about to build right now, which is like the main awesome sauce.
Exactly. So each one of those videos is a component called video. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and create a video component.
So before we create that component, let's just break this component down right here. So let's grab this component and let's break it down. So the first thing is a video card, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So it's a video. Yep.
Video card, or should we just call it video? What do you call it?
Just call it video. Yep.
Cool.
I just call it GIF now.
So in this case, it's just an image.
Yeah.
Right.
So
okay.
It's
cool.
just an image. Yeah. No. So it's a video which takes a few props. It takes an image. It takes a title.
The component is called video.
Yeah.
Okay. Component is video. Cool. And now what does it take?
It takes a title. It takes a channel name.
Hold up. Okay. Slow down. So 1 second. So title is going to be, got it. And then what else?
So it takes a channel name. So like in this case, Sunny Sanga, Firebase. Yep.
Okay. What else?
So channel, and then it takes a number of views, a timestamp. So views, a timestamp, and also, so remember it took a picture. So it took an image for the main thumbnail, but we also need to take a channel image. So that little avatar that we see. So image, and so 2 images are basically going to get passed in as props.
Okay, and I'm just, for sake of simplicity, I'm just going to say image 1, image 2. And then what I'm going to do here is the following. So what I'll do is I'll say, here is the title, right?
Yep.
The component, the overall component is called video.
Yep.
Okay. And then we got the channel name, which is right there.
Yep.
And then we got how many views it got, which is right there. And then we got timestamp.
Yeah.
And then
I see a lot of comments, by the way, saying call it a video card. So we will go ahead and call it a video card, guys, for simplicity. Yeah.
Damn.
Nice.
Who's saying that? Video card is better. It's a card that displays video information. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
Awesome. So we'll just call it, so this will, right over here, will be called video card component, which is all good. Not that big of a deal. But what's awesome about this, guys, is like just take a look at it. That one card has all that information, and that's the component that we're going to build right now, the octopus component.
Exactly. And guys, what's amazing here is what Kazi just showed you is that look how it can take all of these props and then we just reuse it a bunch of times, and then we basically get the same functionality in a very simple, reusable, maintainable way, which is insane, right? Like it's really, really powerful.
Yep.
So nice. Awesome. With that said and done, now let's actually go in and build this video card component.
Let's do it, bro.
Let's go ahead and basically I'm going to go ahead and create a file called videocard.js, and we're about to snap into that in a second. So videocard.js, and boom, yep, I'm inside that file now. RFCE, the little shorthand that we do. There we go. And inside of here, what I'm now going to do is actually going to go ahead, and for now I'm just going to write H1 and do something like, or H3 or anything really, H4, and just say video, right? And this thing takes the following, right? So the following sort of props that we spoke about earlier, takes the following: it takes an image, a title, a channel, views, timestamp, and a channel image, right? It takes those following things. Now we basically have the following in place. So we want to have at the top, so if we go ahead and actually render this now, so I'm going to save this file, and I'm going to go here and actually go and import this. So I'm going to say import video card from video card, save. Now guys, look what happens. So if inside of our code we should see video. We're going to turn that into what we saw previously, right? So now if I go inside the video card, what we're going to see here is we're going to have one image. We're going to have kind of have an image here, and this image is going to take a URL, so that is going to be the image, right? It's going to then we're going to have another div, and the reason why I'm going to have a div is because we're going to have a container containing all the rest of the stuff. So a div, and this one's going to be
Here's a good question for you, Sunny. Why are you using destructuring? Because I've seen it pop up a few times. Why are you using destructuring to pass the props instead of the props?
Right, so the good question, and what he's talking about is this right here, guys. So you could do this, props, and then the industry standard way of doing it now is, before what people used to do is like this. It used to be like props.image, right? This is kind of like, it's it makes your code unnecessarily longer, right? You could also do it in a way like this. You could say const equals props. So this is another way of doing it, where basically, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm going to drop it onto a new line. But basically, that's another way of doing it, where you basically destructure and then you can basically get it outside of here. But the reason why we do it, guys, like the way I showed it, is because this is like the ES6 standard now of doing this. This is the ES6 standard. Rather than basically, if we just destructure the props at this level, it's so clear to us that this is the exact props that come in, super clean, less code, and basically we can just use the actual prop name as opposed to saying props dot. So a very simple way of doing it. And also thank you, Usual Coder, for that lovely donation. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. So now what we're going to do is we have video info. And what I'm going to do is inside of video info, I'm going to have the following. So firstly, I'm going to use an avatar here for the channel image. So I'm going to have an avatar. So here, I'm basically going to go ahead and actually go ahead and use this. So the avatar is going to have a class name of video avatar. In this case, because we're using BEM, guys, let's go ahead and stick to BEM. So video card avatar, right? And then the outside thing should be called class name video card, like this, right? Channel image is correct. So there we go. We got it like that. And now I'm going to go ahead and for the text, right? So everything next to it, for the text, I'm going to have another div. And I'm going to say this is a div with a class name of video text. And the reason why is because I'm just containerizing stuff now. So inside of here, I'm going to have a H4, and this will make a lot of sense when we start to do the display, when we start to do some of the CSS. So I'm going to have a title in here. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to have a title in here. Then I'm going to have a p tag with the channel. So the channel. This is where it says like clever programmer, etc. And then I'm going to have another p tag, and this is how it comes up on YouTube. It says the views, and then it has a little dot, and it says timestamp. Okay, so that's really nice, and how we do it. So also, I see a question. What's the difference between var and a let? Just think of it this way to make life super simple. Don't use var anymore at all. Always use let. Okay. That will answer your question. Makes life super easy for you. If you're interested in sort of looking it up, definitely go ahead and check it out. But all you need to know is that you don't use vars anymore, and there's a reason why, and that's something which you can go ahead and check out. Um, yeah, nice. So what we're gonna do now is actually go and pass in some dummy props, right? Pass in some dummy props. So I'm gonna go ahead and check out the where are we actually rendering this? It's on video. We render that on the recommended videos page. So let's imagine I've got the following props, right? So this is basically a YouTube video that I made, and it's actually a real YouTube video, so you can go check that one out if you're interested. So it's got like these ones. So I'm passing in some dummy props. So title, how to become a web developer in 10 minutes. Views, you pass in some string like 2.3 million views. Timestamp 3 days ago. Channel image this is a URL to an image. So this is a URL to my image. Channel name, so in this case is Sunny Sanga. And then here the image of the actual thumbnail, which is just a URL for an image. And guys, I'm not going to show you this entire URL because you could use any image URL here, right? And it should be completely fine to use that. So I'm going to save that. And now we'll see in our code, there you go. You see how it's snapped in there? And the rest of them, I didn't pass props in. So imagine now if I was to go ahead and just reuse this. So I'm actually going to go ahead and copy a bunch of different ones in, which I've actually gone ahead and saved you guys a bunch of time for, sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these in. So these are just some dummy sort of components. And I'm basically going to go ahead and rename these to video card. So video card like that. And now as soon as I hit save, guys, these are just a bunch of components with dummy props inside. So now you'll see we have a bunch of those materials. So like, see, right? But you see now, like the size of the images is all messed up. Everything's sort of like wrong, and like you see that Cloud Firestore, we've got a few things going on. Now, instead of sort of having it that way, and I've actually repeated a few times, so I'm actually going to go ahead and remove some of those. So let's remove these ones, yeah, so we can see that easier. Nice. Okay, so now what I'm going to go ahead and do is basically go to the recommended. I'm going to style those video cards, right? So I need to create a CSS file for that. So I'm going to say videocard.css, videocard.css, videocard.css. There we go. I need to import it inside of videocard.js. So here I'm going to say import videocard.css. There we go. And now I'm actually going to go ahead and style this stuff. So what we're going to do is inside of video.css, I'm actually going to go ahead and do the following. So for the video card, so the outside container, I want to apply a fixed width of 270 pixels because this is what they have as a standard on YouTube, right? So as soon as I do that, everything's going to have 270 pixel width, right? But I want to actually apply a little margin bottoms because right now they're touching the bottom of each one. So if I do give everything a 40 pixel bottom, look what happens. They're going to push each other away from each other by 40 pixels. So now they're not touching, right? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and target the thumbnail. Right now the thumbnail, if I go here, is referring to this image. So I'm going to say class name, and here I'm going to say video card thumbnail, right? So I'm going to go ahead and target this video card thumbnail. So I'm going to go ahead and say video card thumbnail. And I'm going to say, basically, I want to do the following. I want to say, give it a height of 140 pixels and a width of 250 pixels. And I'm going to save that. And look how everything suddenly became a thumbnail size. Right, so everything suddenly became a thumbnail size. And I'm going to give it a margin right of... so before I give it a margin right, I'm actually going to go ahead. And so now we actually have somewhat decent, right? But if we go ahead and make the screen slightly bigger, Kazi, you're going to see that everything sort of stacks on top of each other in a sort of ugly way. So If we make it bigger, you see that it just stacks on top of each other. We don't want that, right? So let's go ahead and make it smaller. We want it like that, exactly. We want everything to come up like in the way that we saw previously. So what we need to do now is where we render that container out. So let's go back to the code. So recommended videos underscore videos. So here, what we're going to do now is go over here and do the following. So recommended videos. I'm going to target this, and I'm going to say recommended videos. I'm going to say display flex like this, right? And what this is going to do is it's going to basically go ahead, and now everything is like in this huge line, and it's like going way off the screen. So that's why we've got a scroll bar now. So if we scroll to the right, we should be able to see that like the thing goes on forever, right? But flex allow us to do something useful. They can say flex wrap, right? So now if I wrap, look what happens if it doesn't fit the next element. So now, Kazi, if you go ahead and make it bigger,
yeah.
So now if you go ahead and make the window
bigger, look at
that.
Nice, right?
And as you basically shrink it, so shrink it slowly smaller, and look what happens. As it hasn't got the space, it wraps, right? Which is awesome.
Damn,
now
son.
That's the kind of responsive design that you want to go for, guys. Like that kind of element of responsiveness. Like it's very important to kind of achieve that and get that perfect sort of visual effect going. So now what we're going to do is we are going to style that text. So all of that text right now, you can see the avatar is sitting on top of the text. So remember, I actually separated everything into divs. So I had the video text, and then you had a bunch of the text, and then we had the avatar next to it. So we have this child and this child sitting inside of a video card info, right? So what I'm going to go ahead and do is basically do this following. So I'm going to say video card info display flex. And now watch how the avatar snaps to the side of the text. So if I undo that, you see like it was on top of it. And then if I display flex, there we go.
Nice. That is clean.
Yeah.
Are your eyes, just quick question for you, are your eyes so trained that if you look at a website or you start looking at things, you can kind of like start visualizing this will be flex? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like this is flex center.
Containers. Yeah.
Really?
You literally see,
so talk to me about that. So like how do you, because I think that's very insightful for people. So like how do you see when you go to a thing like this? Like how are you seeing that kind of mentally? So when you say that, talk me through that.
Yeah, so really good point, because this is how you actually come out with these clones in the first place, is when we're building them, is if you look at a layout, for example, the header bar, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you look, we've got some spacing between it, so we can tell that they're using some kind of flex box here, right? But if there was no like container around the sort of the left stuff, the right stuff, the middle stuff, so we're talking about like if there was no container around the YouTube and the collapsible button, if there was no container there, then you can imagine that everything's just going to space evenly. So all of those children are going to space evenly, right? So imagine like if I didn't have any containers.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. If there was no container, YouTube would probably be like right there. Search bar would be like right there. This like, and then after that, the image, the search icon would be there, and then like these would also be spaced more evenly like this. Yeah.
That creates an annoying problem, right? And basically, so what you need to do is you need to containerize things. But remember, when you do that, you also need to tell the new container that you created to apply like display flex, etc., and those things. Which is why all of those like sort of next containers that we created, I applied display flex to.
So you would see this when you come to a website like this. You would see this in a container in your mind, and you see this in a container. You see this in a container.
Yeah.
And then flex.
I would see that they probably did display flex space between to get the equal spacing.
Okay, and what about something like this? What do you see when you see that?
So I see pretty much like a case of like you could do this in a number of ways. In this case though, using flex like 20% and then the remainder, so the recommended side, using 80% is a super easy way of doing it.
And are you using, and then flex by flex, is it like, do you make it flex column and then it shows it all in a column?
So right now, what we actually have is for this, we actually have, it is actually display block, I think, and then we're actually stacking the rows on top of each other, and each row is just using up the appropriate size.
I
But if
see.
you do apply flex to a container, guys, by default it goes in a row, right?
Yep.
By default it goes in a row, and then what you want to do instead is change the flex direction to a column, and then what that will do is it will actually change everything from, because you know that whenever we apply the something like display flex, notice how it always snaps into a row, right?
Yep.
What we want to do instead is actually show it going into a column. So flex direction column is what allows you to do that.
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah, nice. So now, guys, what we're gonna do is for video card info. So video card info, what we're gonna do now is we're actually going to add a slight margin top to the video card info. So right now you can see the text is touching the exact sort of top of the thumbnail, which is not nice, right? I'm gonna give a padding to the right, and I'm gonna give a margin to the top. Padding to the right so that it doesn't fly off like it is at the moment. So if we do that, you can see now we've actually added some padding to the top, so it's no longer touching that thumbnail, right? Next, what we're gonna do is the thumbnail itself. So no, sorry, the let's go ahead and check the so the thumbnail itself, no, not thumbnail, sorry, the video text. Yeah, so the text itself now, I actually want to go ahead and give that margin a left. So I'm going to say margin video text, so video card text margin left. So now watch what happens, guys. Right now you see where it says the channel image, so it's got a picture of me, and it says become a web developer in 10 minutes. As soon as I hit save, now we've got a margin left, so it should be slightly away from that side. So video card text, I think it hasn't saved. Maybe now if we do it, it should snap in. Video card text, have I added that maybe? Video card text, oh no, I've done it here, sorry, video card text, yeah. So now we should see it. So refresh, and then it will have a little bit of spacing there.
Nice.
So
Perfect.
once that loads, there we go. Nice, right? Yeah. Now what we're going to basically see instead is that works nicely. So we have that pretty much working as we need it to work. And what we're going to do now is instead we're going to basically target that H4 inside of the video card text, right? And I'm going to say target it, give it a slightly smaller font size because it's huge right now, and also give it a margin bottom, so that way it's not touching the sort of paragraphs under it, so where it says the channel name. So as soon as I apply that, we will now see if I go, oh sorry, I need to give it video card because we renamed some stuff. So video card text. Now if I save that, there we go, that's already looking a lot cleaner. And then I'm going to target the paragraph tags underneath it, and I'm basically going to go ahead and say give that a color of gray and a slightly smaller size. So if I go ahead and save that, we can now see, boom, it should go smaller. Let me go ahead and check why that hasn't happened. So if I saved it, yep, saved it, and then we've got video. Okay, I've done the same thing again, video card text, yeah, save it, and now you can see, yep, that made it smaller. Now it's starting to look a lot like a thumbnail. The final thing, guys, is to make that video avatar the correct size. So in our case, we're going to say 30 pixels and width of 30 pixels. The reason why I've done important here is because avatar is a material UI element, so we have to override its CSS. So we do that. That is the final step to getting that video looking the way we want it. So with that said, now
by the way, one thing I forgot to completely mention, you guys, is we actually have put together an epic free 1-hour training. So if you want to become a JavaScript developer and learn how to, what skills you actually need and how you can use that to actually make an income, the link is in the description below, and it's a free 1-hour long training. So totally forgot to mention that, but make sure you just open a new tab and register for it, and you can come back and watch this training.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely go and check that out, guys. It's free, so literally you have nothing to lose with that. So definitely go ahead and check that out. Nice. So we have the video card pretty much. I think that's pretty much, this page is actually done at this point. So if we go ahead and make it slightly bigger, and what I'm going to do just to sort of exaggerate here and to show that I'm going to duplicate all of these videos here. So boom. So that way we have more videos to show. And let's go ahead and make it full screen. So let's go ahead and see this, and let's go ahead and check it out. So there we go, guys. So if we can see now, it's gonna, if it hasn't got enough room to pop another video in, it's not gonna show it there. And if we make it smaller, it's gonna resize it appropriately, and it's gonna start chucking things underneath, right? So it gets a really nice user interface.
Nice.
Everything works really nice.
Yo, right? What? This is sick. Check this out. Wow.
Oh, damn.
Rodon
Nice.
just dropped $20. Thank you so much. That is crazy. Thank you. And Rodon says, I'm going to take your boot camp. My goal is to finish it in 3 months. I will dedicate 3 hours a day. Yeah, so I just want to kind of just say that on this point, like one important thing I want to say is, I say this to everybody who, you know, tries to take the course Profit with JavaScript, is like, if you're going to go through this course, 10 hours is going to make you good. 20 hours a week is going to make you great. And, you know, if you can get to 30 hours a week or more, you're going to become a legend. So if you can, I mean, even with 3 hours a day, you're almost at that rate where you can literally be, you know, freaking legend. Because I think the hours really matter when it comes to the amount of time you can put into coding. Really nothing, you know, goes above that. Like, that's the ultimate metric. Even Sunny, right? Why is he coding so well right now? I mean, is it because he's smart? Yeah, that probably has to do with it. Is it because he spent a lot of time learning it? Yes, but it's also just the sheer amount of hours that Sunny like put into actually. All right, you want to speak to that real quick?
Yeah, exactly. And guys, I can't stress enough as to what Kazi's saying right now. And the reality of that is that, like, you need to put in the hours to basically get that sort of progression and get that speed up. Like, if you don't put in those hours, there is not a single course or anything out there which is going to help you, right? You have to put in the hours as a base, as a starting point, which means that the fact that you guys are watching this right now is putting in the hours to some degree, right? So well done for being here. But like, yeah, like we said, there's no shortcuts. You have to put in those hours to get the results that you want.
Yep. So we'll be super pumped to have you in this program. And yeah, we're definitely going to give you the coaching calls and show you how to make an income. So you're going to be in the right place. And again, Rodon, we appreciate you. And if anybody's curious, the link is in the description. Other than that, let's keep it moving.
Exactly. Awesome, guys. And we'd love to see you in there. And we do run the coaching calls, and you guys can chat with us in those coaching calls. So it's an actual conversation. We love that because
it's Zoom. So you guys can actually just jump in and ask your question. So if Rodon has a question, he can just ask it directly to Sunny. And, you know, also one thing that I forgot to mention is, like, if you're in the course, like, you can actually hit us up. We have people who like send us a text message and they can reach out to us. So I think that level is very important, because I think that's how you grow and learn through osmosis, you know, just being around. And any mentor that you guys have learned from and you have significantly gotten an increase in your skill set by like massive amounts, it always happens when you're just around that person for a long period of time, whether it was one of your teachers or whether it was one of your friends you picked up skateboarding, biking, or running, or, you know, swimming or whatever, just through sheer osmosis of being around those people. So if you're around people, like I am around Sunny, who's a great React developer, I literally can't fucking help it but become better. Like, I'm just becoming better, and I'm like not even trying to, and my skills are just like going up. I'm like, oh, I see how this works, because I come from a Python and Django world. So when I see a crossover with React, I get what's happening. But I'm like, oh my God, it's blowing my mind. So while I'm on this stream, my mind is being blown by more than most of the people who are actually even watching. But what's happening here is just sheer osmosis of just being around a high level. I mean, Sunny has, you know, he said in one of the live streams, he has made over $200,000 with just the technology of React.js. So it helps when I'm around that. And when you guys are on these live streams, it helps when you're around that. And for Adon, it's going to help a lot when you're on an actual Zoom call and you're with the React developer or the 1,000+ people in the community who are doing JavaScript or React. So it was just cool because Rodon like actually kind of just had me riff on something that I think is really important. But that osmosis of being around those caliber of people, I think, is key.
Yeah, exactly. And I just want to highlight somebody in the comments just dropped now. In the Glow 135 just said, what if you're learning a couple of coding languages? How do you spend your time there? Guys, if you're learning a couple of coding languages, just I want you to kind of put this in context right now. All of the builds that we have done are all in JavaScript, right? Do not spend your time jumping back and forth between different coding languages. Like when we say put in the hours, we're talking about putting all of those hours into one exact language and get
Yeah.
so damn good at that language that that skill becomes sellable, it becomes attractive, it brings value to an employer or a client. Thank you so much, Redwan. For he just donated another $20.
Jesus, what is happening, bro?
Yeah, dude. It's insane. I will put 20, 30 hours. I think you're very good to help people to reach intermediate level. By the way, I'm a data science lead at top 5 bank in US. Oh,
Damn,
damn.
nice. Yo, that is amazing.
Awesome.
By the way, Radon, I did want to mention something to you. We're getting like a pretty dope mansion for Team Clever Programmer, and we're gonna be running small like events. For most people, it's gonna be pretty expensive, but like for you, we're just gonna like you're invited. So if you actually are ever in town, we would just do a 1 day like in-person event, whether it's React or whatever skills, you're just invited to the VIP boot camp. So I just want to actually throw that out for you, by the way. Thank you, by the way. Yeah,
100%.
seriously.
100%. Amazing.
Okay, cool. So let's keep it rolling, Sonny.
Let's go, dude. So we just finished up on the home screen, pretty much, guys. So that is looking really nice. We have some
What are we
responsive
working
design in
on
there.
now? So we're done with the recommended.
Yeah, we are done with the recommended.
Hey.
Dope. Nice, right? All working and it looks crisp. So
I just
now,
threw the
guys,
horns.
hey, nice. So now, guys, what we're gonna do is, and if you guys like this point and you're still following, smash the thumbs up button because it's gonna help it reach a lot more people, and we really appreciate you still being here.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see. So now, guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna introduce a search page, right? So, Kazi, let's go ahead and show them the Ngrok version.
Uh-huh.
So the final version, and let's go ahead and type in Clever Programmer, and let's hit that search
So
bar.
this is the search functionality that we're going to be building. Hold on, they can't see anything. So I'm going to have to hide the text real quick. Okay, hidden. And yeah, so there we go. And now I'm going to hit the search button. Boom. And you guys can see this functionality that just, took place. So we're going to
Yeah.
be building the search functionality right now, right, Sonny?
Yeah. Now, what we saw there seems so elegant and seamless, right? Like it
Yeah.
happened so quickly, there's no refresh or anything. But what's actually allowing that to happen is something called a React Router. So whoever's interested in learning React Router, we're going to about to show you a live demo and sort of teach you how to use that right now. And then we're going to go and show you how you can have these 2 pages and 2 routes. And also notice how in the URL now it says /search/clever programmer. So it actually shows what Kazi typed in the search bar, and it actually chose that as a route, which is amazing, right? So now what we're going to do
Oh,
is actually,
damn. Right there. I see that. Yeah.
yeah, it actually goes and puts that in the URL, and then we can use that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to React Router on Google. So let's
Mhm.
go over to React Router on Google.
Okay, let's do that. React router. And I'm going to hit enter. And then boom.
Yeah. Yes, that one there, yeah. So then click on web. And basically, let's go ahead and do npm install React Router DOM.
Mm-hmm.
So while we go ahead and run that, Leroy Fernandez asks, can clones be used to make money? Think of it this way, dude. If you have a portfolio of amazing looking clones, right, and you're basically able to show and make sure that so you got Steve McCarty answered it really good. They can be used in your portfolio, which in turn can land you clients and make you money. So it can be used in that way. Just make sure that if you do use something like a clone, that you can actually explain code and you can actually like break down what the
Yeah.
clone represents, what sort of
But
technologies you
like
use.
the key thing about the clones is not only is it going to make your portfolio look good, but what I would recommend you do with a thing like a clone is what I would do is I would take them and then I would add in a lot of my own custom functionality of whatever type of app I'm building. So for example, I would take somebody's blog clone they're showing me, and I would turn it into a video block clone. And then I would try to take it further by adding in like Stripe payment functionality. Then I would try to take it further by adding in like an admin dashboard functionality. Then I would take it further by adding analytics functionality. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
use what you're learning here, like from all the different, like the Tinder clone, the Amazon clone, how to make product components, things like that, React router, and then like take it far, push it, and also understand how it's working. So it's not just like your recruiter can look up, oh, this is a YouTube video you watched to make this. Okay, dude, goodbye, you know. But they can not only see that, but go, okay, you understand it, you took it far, and then you can explain it. And essentially, then it's just your project. But I would definitely start off with the clones, and then I would just push it much farther than that.
Really, really good point. Yeah, by pushing it further, guys, it shows that you understand the clone that you wrote, right? Like if you don't push it further, it's very easy for them to turn around and say, you just copied it. Right, but by pushing it further and implementing and stuff on top of it, it shows that you understand and you take it that step further, which they love. They do love that stuff. Faison said, is all the React projects beginner friendly? Yes, they all are beginner friendly, and you can watch them all and start from, nice.
Yep. Awesome.
Nice.
Let's
dope.
keep going.
So next we're going to do, so we've installed the React Router DOM, which is great. The next step, guys, is we're going to go and head over to app.js. So we're going to head over to app.js, and we need to basically do the following. So I'm going to go ahead and import a bunch of dependencies. So at the top, I'm going to go ahead and import the following. So I need the following packages. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this on a new line so you can see that. Oops, there we go. So I'm going to import browser router as router, and I'll explain what each one of these are in a second when we actually come to using them, right? So that's what I've just copied on that line. And basically what we do here, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this now, because we know that we're using that inside of app, right? So inside of app, what we're going to do is get rid of it. Basically, you want your app.js to be a very high level overview of what's going on inside your app. So what we tend to do at this point is we say router, right? So we actually add a router here, and the router is basically what's in charge of determining what URL loads what component. So for example, when we're on the home page, what component should we show? Should we show the home page component, or should we show the search page component? How do we figure that out? We use a router, right? And how we determine which routes to look at, we use something called a switch, right? So a switch, right? And here, oh, thank you so much.
Whoa, another amazing super chat. Thank you so much for that, Saren. Yeah.
Thank you.
Damn, $5. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Love that. So we have switch, and now we're going to basically go ahead and introduce the routes. So this is the bit where the magic really tends to happen right now. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm actually going to go ahead and comment out what we already had. So comment out the header and everything that we had on our page, and I'm going to go ahead and basically do this. So let's go ahead and add a route, which is basically resembling the home page, right? So a route like this. So this I'm going to add here. So if we're at the route, so which is the home page, I want to show home page, right? And then I'm going to add another route, which is basically going to be regarding /search, right? And I'm going to say search page. Right, so now if I save this is a really important lesson on React Router, guys. So if I save this, check this out. So now it says homepage, right? Now, Kazi, if you go ahead and go to /search, see what happens on the, so if you go to /search.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, nice. Look at that.
Yeah. So with that said, that allows
hold on. This is let's see if we can find a. Is there a magnifying glass on here? Let's put our own icons here. You know.
Hey.
Nice. There
we go. Nice. And so guys, you can tell now that's how you actually have page routing inside of a React app, right? Really, really important stuff. Page routing inside of a React app. So with that said, now we can pretty much take everything that we had before, cut it, and put it at the home page, right? So we can put it back at the home page. So now if we go back to just the /. So let's go ahead and go back to, actually no, Kazi, I'm going to show you one thing before we go back to /.
Uh-huh.
So before we hit enter there, if I go ahead and on that search one, just add the header, right? So that this is another cool use case, guys. If I add the header there, look what happens, guys. So
Oh,
on
that
that
is
search
so
page,
clean. Look at how easy that is.
yeah, literally, like
I
it's
love
like
that.
plug and play, right? So now at
Yeah.
those two routes, and yes, you can actually go a step further here and do something really cool because we have the
Sonny,
header on.
you've done Shopify and Liquid stuff, right? Liquid templating, things like that.
I've messed around with it, yeah.
Isn't it kind of like that where you can like pop in the code and then it comes up and it's reusable?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I need to I can't remember it too well, but like it
Got it.
seems pretty, yeah.
Yeah. All
Um,
right, keep going.
so
Vaibhav,
guys,
thank you.
oh, thank you so much, dude. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
So we have a header here, right? But you see the header appears here and it appears here. So what I can do now is I can actually go ahead and say that the header should appear outside the switch, so it always comes up,
Oh,
right?
oh,
So now
nice. Okay.
check this out. So now if we save that, look at that. The header's always showing, but dependent on like what route we're at, it will only render. So now if we go to forward slash, just the home page, so forward slash instead of forward slash search,
Got it.
check this out, guys. Boom.
Nice. It's there, and
Because
then
we
if I
hit this, because we hit the home page route, it rendered that out.
okay, take out recommended videos. This is so clean. Like comment that out. Recommended videos. Oh man, that's so clean. Now
It's just
uncommented.
crazy, right? Like it's insane. It's literally like plugging and playing things like.
That is crazy. That is really cool. I love that.
And that's it, guys. And once you build your apps correctly, and once you spend the time to really get this proper and sort of getting it working well, then it does become a reusable, valuable skill to know. There we go. So now we have the search page right here. So what we're going to do is, firstly, we're going to have it so that whenever you hit that search button, it's going to take you to the search page, right? And also what we can do right now is, guys, we can actually have something really cool here. We can have a wildcard. So here, I can say search term. So here, if I do this search term, now this will match any URL. So if it's forward slash search forward slash ABC forward slash clever programmer forward slash anything, whatever it is, it will actually match that route and then it will render the search page. So with that information, what we're going to do is we're going to open up header.js and we're actually going to do something cool right now. I'm going to have it so that whenever we type in the input field and we hit that search button, it will take us to forward slash search forward slash whatever we had in the input field, which would be really cool, right? So now what we can do is here, I'm going to basically, this is a quick lesson on state inside of React. So state, guys, in this case, what we're doing is we're trying to keep track of the input. And the input that we're talking about is the one that you see in the header, right? So where it says search. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a variable in React. And the way we do that is we use state. So here I'm going to say search, input search. So input, basically, input search. Just call it input search. And the, what was that? Input search. And then what I'm going to do is say set input search, because that's the standard that we use whenever we're setting up state, right? So now what we are going to do is do this, use state, and then use state. This is an example of a hook, guys, and we're going to give the default value of this hook to be empty, right? So I'm going to go ahead and import this. So React, and I'm basically going to do this. So we got the use state there, right? Now, to connect this piece of state, what we need to do is go to the input field, type in value, and drop in input search, right? So this is mapping to this piece of state right now, right? But it's always going to be stuck on this. So now, Kazi, if you go ahead and try and type in the search field, nothing happens, right?
Let me try. Oh, I can't even click it. Oh wait, hold on, I can click it. Yeah, I can't type it. Yep. It's always empty. And whatever I type, it just makes it back to like empty.
Yeah. So it's just constantly remapping it back to the empty, right? So we need to add something called onChange, right? So here what I do is I say onChange, and basically we're going to use an arrow function. So we're going to say onChange fires off an event, right? So E, and then it says it fires off an event, And basically, it fires off that event, and then we want to say set input search, because remember, guys, this was actually up here. So set input search. All right, we're going to say set input search, and we're saying it's update the sort of state value with e.target.value, and that's basically whatever Kazi just typed in. So we're saying every time he types in, update the state value, and in turn that will update the state, which is being used as the value for the input, right? So now if I save it, now if you try and type in Kazi, what happens?
Let me see. Nice.
Yeah.
It's letting me type.
That's cool. So now what we can do is actually go ahead, and if we go to our header, so React Router gives us a really nice thing called a link component, and it makes it so easy, guys, to actually go ahead and actually like handle routing inside of React apps, because all we can do here is we can basically have it so that inside of that header, whatever we have inside of this input, right? So I'm going to make that search icon button. I'm going to surround it in a link. So I'm going to surround it in a link component. So surround it in a link component. I imported it at the top, and I don't know why it does this annoying thing. So let's get rid of this. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the search icon inside of that link component. And then this takes a prop called to, right? So here, what I want it to do is I essentially want it to basically take me to the following page, /search, /, and then remember, whatever we have inside of our input search, inside of our state, that's where the URL is going to take me to. So this is a really clean way of handling this, right? So now if we save it, now Kazi, if you go ahead and type in something like foobar into the search field, or something like a search term into the search field.
So I want to eat bananas.
Yeah, and then hit the search button. So click that search button.
Ooh!
Now check out the URL. So the
URL. Oh, nice! I want to eat bananas as the URL.
Awesome, right? So that's how
that
you
is awesome.
Dynamically, exactly. That's how you dynamically update.
It's this thing doing it right here, right? Boom, right there.
Yep, exactly that. Really clean way of doing it. And nice. Notice how like there was no refresh, it just took us to the search page, right? So we're not actually going to go so far in depth. We're going to basically dummy it now so that we showed you how you can actually route to a page with the term that you want. But we're going to assume that you had like, say for example, while we're building out the search page, we're going to assume that you are building it and you search for Clever Programmer, and then we'll show you how you could reusably do it, because we need a balance between what we can actually go ahead and build in this live session as well. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to, while we're on the header, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and link. So I'm going to create a link. I'm going to surround the YouTube image with a link to the homepage, because like when you're on the search page, if you click the YouTube icon, it should take you to the homepage. So now, Kazi, if you click the YouTube icon.
Nice. Perfect. So now I can type in test, boom, search page, boom. And
nice.
It's fast.
So now we have dynamic page routing, which is so awesome, right? Now, what we want to do next is go ahead and implement the search page, okay? So the search page is going to be inside of app.js. And what we want to do here is essentially have it as the following. So I want to have it so that we have, so remember guys, that exact same sort of sidebar functionality, we want the same thing here, right? So I'm basically going to go ahead and copy this for simplicity and paste it here. So we're going to have that same sort of 20%, 80% split. But instead of showing the recommended videos, I'm going to go ahead and show a search page. So look at this at a very high level now. We can see a very clean overview. So I'm going to go ahead and build this component.
So why he's not using an A tag for the link is the link component doesn't refresh when you actually click it. So that's the simplest way to think about it in React. The
Yeah.
link one will not refresh, and when you click it, it instantly takes you there. So always use link whenever I think you're working with React.
Yeah, exactly that. Because guys, if you're using React Router, you do not want to be using a tag.
What happens if you link to an external site, like, link to facebook.com? You should just use a tags for that.
I think you can use React Router, but it would just do a normal redirect.
Got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
so it would do a normal redirect. Or it may actually try and... No, I think you can use React Router, yeah. You can use React Router for that. Nice. So now what we're going to do is we're going to render out the search page. So I'm going to go ahead and create that. So RFCE. And boom. And now we have the search page here. So I'm going to go ahead and do class name. And remember, guys, we have to tell it. So firstly, I need to create a corresponding search page CSS file. So search page.css, right? We need to create that, and I need to do search page.css. So search page.css, boom. We are now inside that file now. And basically what I need to do is the first rule is remember the sidebar had a 0.2 flex. So this one has to have a 0.8 flex, right? Because it sits next to the sidebar inside of the app page, which is a Flexbox container. So now if I save this and I need to import it here, so import, let's go ahead and import it here. So import search page like this, and we save it. Now what we will see is let's just go to type something in the search bar, Kazi, and type in and hit search.
Dope.
Yep. So now we're on the search page, and you see like there, what I'm going to do is to emphasize that we're actually here, I'm going to type in here and say h2 search, right? So just to emphasize this, there we go, right? So we're in the right place right now. So let's go ahead and check that. So I'm in the search page. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is go ahead and build out the search page. So the first thing we have at the top is a nice little sort of filter icon in the Facebook app. So if we check out the app that we built, so let's go ahead and check out the app that we built so we can see. So if we check out our app, so it's in the ngrok version.
All right, let me click on it.
The search. And let's click on the
Oh
search.
no, the red rainbow of death.
What was that?
The rainbow of death showed up on my screen.
On what? On YouTube?
No, yeah, on my computer. I think my computer is about to crash or something. Or at least on your, yeah, or maybe Chrome is about to crash.
Oh, all right. Damn it.
All right, so here.
Yeah, so it's this page, guys. You see that filter icon, right, at the top. So let's scroll up.
Mm-hmm.
So you see filter right there, right? So what we're going to do now is actually go ahead and add that sort of stuff here. So I want to basically do the following for the search page. So I want to basically add I want to add that little where it has the filter icon and then the filter text. So in order to do that, I'm going to create a div at the top. So I'm going to say div. I'm going to say search page _ filter. And this is a UI sort of trick. Oh, no, why didn't that come in? So, okay, and then what we're going to do is there is an icon for that, and it's called tune outlined icon. I mean, I don't know where they get the naming from, but that's the icon that we're looking for. And then we're going to pop this in here. So tune, there we go. Save it, and you should see the icon should pop in now. So we have the icon, and then we're going to have a H2, which just says filter next to it. Okay, there we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and style that. So I'm going to say for the search page filter, I'm going to add the following CSS rules. So I'm going to say boom. So I'm going to say for the search page filter, I'm displaying flex. I'm aligning the items in the center. I'm setting the color to gray, and I'm setting the font size to small. I'm doing important because it's Material UI. And then I'm targeting the H2, which is inside of it, and I'm saying margin left 10 pixels. So as soon as I hit save, look what happens, guys. It gives you a very nice sort of, look at that. We straight away get that nice effect that we wanted. Now for the search page, I want the background to be gray. So I want the background to be sort of gray. I want the padding around the page so it's not touching the sidebar. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the width to be, no, that's good. Yeah, we're all good there. Nice. Okay. So next step is to add a horizontal row. So I want to add a horizontal row because they have the filter and then we have like a little row dividing the next section. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. Oops. Go ahead and add that here. And then what I'm going to do is to style it, I'm going to say inside of the search page, target the horizontal row and go ahead and do the following. So this is the same rule set we used earlier for styling horizontal rows. It just adds a little bit of a margin above and below it, and it sets the color of it. So you can pretty much go ahead and copy that and you'll get that same effect. And that gives us a little line, a very nice little neat little line. And
by the way, guys, I just sorry to interrupt for a second. By the way, guys, if you guys are enjoying this and what Sunny's putting together for you guys, just in the comments, just let him know that you actually appreciate this. Because remember, guys, he is coming out here and doing these massive builds for you guys for 3-4 hours straight. So if you appreciate Sunny and what we're doing here, just drop it in the comments below. Let us know. Let's keep that energy pumping, the positive vibes up. Because even us, you'll notice our energy starts to go down. And I see even a lot of your guys' energy is going down. So let's just bring that back up together. And that gives us a boost. And it's going to make his coding better, which is going to make your projects and your portfolio better. And so let's bring it up. And then let's get back into, and smash the like button if you haven't already.
Exactly. Because your energy does drive us in these builds. Because they can get super long, guys. Like I said, when we're building it, it's exhausting to actually go ahead and build
It's exhausting.
So, yeah, it really does take it out. Like I have the best sleep I've ever had, like after these live builds. So your energy really does keep us going. Everyone says you're killing it. So proud. Thank you very much.
I know. I thought it was Sunny. Somebody says Sunny's TV is so cool, but it's actually blackboard behind him. I always thought that.
Oh yeah, you got the blackboard right there. Nice.
Yeah, I see Maribon jumping in. I see Gene Paul. He's amazing work. Awesome, guys.
Thank you, guys. Love it. Awesome. Guys, let's keep going strong. So we noticed on our build, we had two things, right? We had, thank you very much. I love these comments that are coming in. Nice. So we noticed that we had two things on our side. So, cause let's go ahead and go to the ngrok.
Yep. ngrok.
Yep. So we have two components we want to build now. There's one, which is the video row. So that's all of the video thumbnails that you're seeing below, right? So let's build a YouTube clone, the Python tutorial, and those sort of ones, right? So all of those, we're going to call that the video row component, right?
Row component right here. I see. Okay.
Yeah. But we also have that sort of channel one at the top. So you see where it says Clever Programmer.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to write this down. Video row. Cool. All right. Now what's up? Yep.
So we have video row, and then we also have the channel row.
I see.
Yeah. So we have video row and channel row. Yeah. So those two things are the ones that we're going to build now. So video row, obviously, we use multiple ones that are going to basically fly through as components. And channel row, we're going to build once and show it there. And we can pretty much reuse that on different pages, etc. But each of them are going to take certain props, right? So I'm going to go ahead and basically outline what we expect to have on that page. So in search page now, if I go back to our code, let's imagine we created a channel row. So a channel row, right? And what this is going to be is basically a component. And it's basically going to take the following. It's going to have an image. It's going to have a channel. It's going to have a verified. So if it's a channel, it's going to have verified, which is true or false. And basically that's going to determine if they have a little tick on their account or not. It's going to have subs, so a number of subs. It's going to have number of videos, so number of videos. And then it's going to have a description, right? Description. So I'm going to go ahead and just give some dummy data here that I've got from before. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this in right here. So we're going to go ahead and replace that. Boom. There we have some dummy data now. And that's just simply an image. It's simply a channel name, a verified. This is by default true. Sub 659K. I think we just hit 660 actually. Nice.
Yeah.
And number of videos. So. Yeah. Yeah, number of videos 382, and then a description saying you can find some awesome programming lessons
Oh,
here,
by the
etc.
way, I just want to say, Rodon just actually joined Profit with JavaScript. So super pumped to have you, man. Thanks so much for joining. That's
Saw
awesome.
that. So dope. Amazing to see that.
Yeah.
Love that. All right. So now what we're gonna do is channel row. So channel row, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and create that component. So channel row.js. All right. So channel row.js, and then we're gonna say RFCE. Boom. We have channel row. So I'm saving that, going back, and I'm gonna import that. So import channel row from channel row.css. Nice.
Hidayat says the best tutorials I've ever seen on YouTube. Really appreciate it from the bottom of our heart. Thank you so
Love that.
much.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Awesome. So now what we are going to do is we have got the search page.css, so channel row. Yep, so here we have channel row. Nice. So next, I guess what we can do is we are going to have it so that we need to consume these props, right? So we actually need to sort of take these in at that level. So if I go over to channel row, we are going to take the following props inside of channel row. So channel row here. So image, channel, subs, number of views, description, and verified. We do need a avatar here, so I'm going to go ahead and start. Remember, we use BEM, so class name equals channel row. And then here, what I'm going to go ahead and do is basically create an avatar. So I'm going to import that from Material UI.
Yo!
Oh my God, dude, this guy's crazy. We appreciate you, dude. That's
Wow.
insane.
That is awesome. Hold on. I don't know why my chat sometimes doesn't let me bring it up, but this is, oh, geez. I don't know why it keeps hiding it, but
Thank you so much, Frank, for that donation. And I'm so glad it's bringing you a lot of value and you're enjoying it. That's amazing, dude.
whoa, I just brought it up on the
That's
screen.
crazy.
Yeah, thank you so much, Frank. Really appreciate that. That guys, this is insane to us. Like to us it's so much more. Like this $25, like I don't know why, but it feels like $25,000 because it kind of is like just a vote of confidence and nobody has to actually pay at all. But like it just makes us feel really appreciated and loved for what we are doing because it does take a tremendous amount of energy putting this together, planning it for days in advance or weeks in advance. And then just like even today, I mean, we're looking for homes and I'm like, no, I'm not going to go look for any of the new homes. And like, we're just here grinding it out. So like, it just means a lot, at all your guys' love and your guys' support. So I just want to say thank you.
Really does. Like it makes everything just seem like it's just so much more worth it. Like when we see stuff like that and we see like just the sort of how much value it brings to you guys. We love that. We really
Yeah.
love that.
Awesome. All right, guys, we're going to keep going for you. We're going to pull through. Let's keep the energy up and let's keep going, guys.
Let's do it. So now what we have is it says cannot resolve channel row.css rule in search page. What is that? Oh, what have I done there? Yeah, channel row. Nice. So if I save that, so now we consume a bunch of props in here. So remember, let's carry on setting this up. So we have our channel row.css and it's going to cry and complain because we haven't created that file. So channel row.css. Boom. We should be inside there now. There we go. And what we're going to do now is we are going to basically set it up so that we have the avatar first. So we want to have an avatar, which is basically going to represent the channel. So like where it said clever programmer, we're going to have that same thing here. So we're going to have, Kazi, let's make the screen a little smaller for let's make the screen a little bit smaller for the preview of the app. There we go. Nice.
My bad. I see. Okay, yeah, there's the code, guys. I'm
So
sometimes engaging with the comments. I miss this.
No worries, bro.
Oh, by
So
the way, I
now we
just want
have.
to let everybody know, tomorrow, guys, we're building the TikTok clone. So TikTok clone, I think that's important because I think you guys are going to love that. So I'm going to put it on the screen, guys. If you're excited, do let us know. But here's what it's going to be. We're building the TikTok clone, and that happens tomorrow.
Exactly.
And that one
That's
is going to be
gonna
a banger.
Yeah, that's going to be a challenge and a half, and we're going to conquer it, and we're going to show you guys how you can do it as well. Yeah, literally just how you use TikTok. Like we're going to have a very, like, it's going to be a similar build to that. Amazing stuff. And that's even for me, guys, that's actually I'm trying to think, how are we going to build that? Like, it'll be interesting to see how we do that.
Yeah.
So it'll be an interesting build.
Or you can at least come watch us fail. Either or.
Yeah, depends on what kind of person you are. We appreciate you here. Either way.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this one is going to be fun. Definitely, guys, come through to this build tomorrow, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Just mark it in your calendars, like right now. Pull out your phone and just mark it, and then show up, and that would be sick.
Yeah.
By the way, Rodon, you just joined, and I sent him a text message actually on his phone.
Oh, nice.
And he goes, thanks to whoever sent the message, maybe automated. If someone is reading this, you're doing crazy work. I like the vibe. Rodon, that's me. Gary Vee says skilled, unscalable. That's actually us.
Nice. Love that.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, let's keep going. That's just
so
funny.
Dope. That's so dope. So now, guys, we have the
people are pumped for the TikTok clone.
Yeah.
Becky and Abby and Unker.
Mahesh said, "Can you make a video on Spotify clone?" It's on the list, dude. We have Spotify coming up as well. Yeah.
I think next week.
Yeah, next week we have Spotify coming. Awesome. So channel. So here we have the avatar, and it's consuming the image prop, right? So we have the image prop, and then what we're gonna do is we are going to have a div with all of the text inside of it, because we want that to sit to the right of the avatar. So here I'm going to have channel row. So channel row underscore text. Okay. Like that. And I'm going to save, and it's going to prettyify everything. There we go. And basically in here, I'm going to have a H4. So H4. And this is going to say the channel name. So this is going to have the channel name. And then here, so you can see things are actually starting to pop in as we have it there. So the channel name is going to come in there. And then I'm going to have a P tag. Oh, okay, something's freaking out. So
found object with empty keys. Objects are not valid as a React child.
Channel row, save. Okay, let me save it now. Image, channel row. That should be fine, I think. No?
Turn off your Wi-Fi, turn it back on. Might do the trick.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what's going on. So we got avatar. Avatar is importing from Material UI core. We have this. So let's go ahead and just comment this one out, because it was when I introduced this.
It's fixed now. Channel row text.
Channel. So channel, I'm passing in here as a clever programmer. And then I'm rendering it out here as a H4. Okay,
channel,
interesting.
Okay. Where is channel row being used? In search page? What? So that is insane. Okay, I gotta bring that up. That is sick. So we were at $94 for this stream, and Priyank just donated $6 and said, "Let's break 100." That is sick. Thank you so much, Priyank.
Thank you, dude.
Love the love. That is awesome.
Amazing.
Damn, we broke 100. That is sick. Two streams that did it. I am so pumped.
Hey. Oh, we have Oluna Fezzo says, "Wow, I can't believe I've been here for 3 hours." Oh shit. Well, thank you, dude. Oh, Giri Dazi just figured it out. He just figured out the bug. He said, "You're not destructuring your props." Exactly. We weren't destructuring it.
In where? In the channel row? Oh,
No, 'cause
right.
remember,
You didn't put the squiggly brackets around it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So thank you very much, Giri Dazi, for that. Awesome. And also, dude, like, thank you. Was it Priyank for bringing us, yeah, to 100 donation? That's insane.
That is
Love that.
sick. That is sick.
So nice.
Top tens of the
So,
decade. Your message got deleted by Nightbot, so we still love you. It just means like you probably have to say it in not all caps. But yeah, thank you so much for loving the live show. We're trying to bring it to you guys every day, and then we also gonna have another show which is called Devs Got Talent. And on the next episode of Devs Got Talent, we're gonna be announcing the winner who's gonna get first place for $1,000. So stay tuned for that too.
oh, that's dope. That's so sick, man. I love that.
That's sick.
Was that Nas's idea?
No, we somebody, I think Amanat or somebody in the chat said Dev's Got Talent, and I'm like, yo, that's actually sick. I mean, I
Yeah,
think it
that's.
might have been me on the stream who, I don't know who came up with it, but it was sick.
Oh man, that's genius. I love that. Nice. So guys, now we're adding the checkbox next to the name, right? So if we pass in the verified, which is a Boolean, so it'll be true or false. If we pass that in, we basically want to say, right, if that is there, so if verified, then render out the verified icon. Now the verified icon is this one right here in Material UI. So we can pretty much go ahead and do this. So verify, so check, I don't know why it's called that. I really don't, but like we can pretty much do this. We can say as verified icon, which is always nice. So as verified icon. So here, I don't know, leave that as default. Oh yeah, it's a default actually. So we can say verified icon, verified icon. So now we can actually do that. Boom, verified icon. So now save that. We should see a tick, little checkbox come up, right? Now what what we're going to do is actually go ahead and see the tick box. So we got that little tick box there, which is awesome. And we are now going to basically go ahead and add the two p tags. So one p tag here, and this one is going to say, so it's going to say the following, right? Now the reason why I've done it like this, guys, is because this is how they do it in YouTube. So pretty much it has it like this. It has subscribers, number of videos with a separated dot, right? So as soon as I hit save, we should be able to see it. So now we should see it. There we go, 660 subscribers. There we go, 660k subscribers. And the final one is description. So boom, there we go. So now we have everything, sort of all the information there on the screen. We just need to style it in the right way. So we've already made the channel row.css. So I'm going to go ahead and create the CSS, apply the correct CSS. So firstly, do we need to add any sort of targeting sort of? So we've got the channel row logo, we've got channel row text, we've got the outside channel row. Nice, and we should be able to target these pretty easily. So now what we're going to go ahead and do, I love this bit because this is where you guys get to see how CSS directly affects it and sort of go for it in that sense. So I'm not sure if you're following me, Kazi. I think it detached.
Oh crap! Did you just do a whole bunch of stuff that nobody saw?
No. It was all on that one screen, so it was fine.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
Because I constantly check just to see. So
Aluana is like, wow, I'm pumped for Dev's Got Talent. A bunch of people are like, Dev's Got Talent. That's actually, yeah. I think we're gonna play like dramatic music too, like, da na na na. This week,
Yeah.
who's gonna win? Dev's Got Talent. Do you have what it takes? It'll be lit.
It opens up with Nas doing a little dance and stuff.
Yeah, Nas does a little step. That'll be hilarious.
Awesome. So now what
Whoa!
we're gonna do is,
By the way, Rodon, who joined, he texts me back and he's like, I just wrote. He goes, "Here's my pledge. If I succeed, I will give scholarship to 10 people."
oh,
so-
damn.
So yeah, guys. So basically, if he succeeds in this program, which he will, we're gonna be giving out 10 sponsorships under him. So that will be amazing. That is so nice of him.
That's insane. That's insane.
Man, Diego Serrano just said $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Diego. And he says, you guys are making developers learn on this live tutorials more than paying web courses on a monthly basis. Hey.
Hey, love that. Thank you so much.
Seriously. Yo, this is crazy. $105 chat revenue. What? This is insane.
Oh,
so
my
many
God.
coffees. No, we're gonna try to like give away in like shirts and do giveaways for you guys and like lots of big prizes.
Yeah. Melbourne goes, Sunny should dance. He knows so many TikTok dances. She's been trying to make me do dances for so long, you
Let's
know?
do we'll do some TikToks. I gotta show you I gotta show you a TikTok that Frankie and I did. You want to see it right now?
Yeah, go for it. Let's do it.
Okay, so this is a TikTok that we just did with whatever. Oh no, hold on, I gotta go Rafikazi. Is it okay, guys, if I show you this? It's just gonna take 1 second, but it's a pretty funny one. I hope that it's published. And then we're gonna get, and then, like, we're also gonna build a TikTok clone, so I think it makes sense to show it to you guys. And I will unmute the system audio. So here we go. That's that's it so far. I don't think, were you able to hear that, Sunny? No, right?
I couldn't hear it, but maybe they did.
Oh man, if you watch it on your own end, at some point you're gonna die laughing. But yeah, you kind of have to hear it. But that's the TikTok.
Evil Namekin said, "Give away, Sunny, please. Give way." I think he means giveaway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, let's keep going, bro.
What happens when you're coding for 4 hours?
Yeah.
All right, so channel row. So now we have display flex. So what I'm gonna do is, right, so channel row. Oh guys, yeah, that's an interesting one, by the way. So TikTok just got banned in India, right?
But is
So
it? It's not
if
banned
you guys,
everywhere in India. It's like one region, right?
oh, I don't know. I thought maybe it was banned everywhere.
No, that's what I heard. It's just like one region of India.
Oh damn. Oh, I see. Oh, like, well, in that case, wherever you, if you're in that region that got banned, go ahead and build your own TikTok tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
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 Make
And
the
you can
next TikTok. Yeah.
yeah, and you can release it in that region.
Yeah, this is your chance, you know? Like, so now what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna go ahead and style the channel row, right? So we're gonna go ahead and do display flex, right? And as soon as I hit save now, we should be able to see everything kind of goes into a row. Nice. Next, we're gonna do align item center to bring everything central. So align item center. And then what we're gonna do is width of 70%, so it doesn't go too big. So width of 70%. Nice. So let's go ahead and see. So there we go. Nice. There we go. So 70%. So it kind of limits it. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and check. So we're gonna go ahead and do channel row text. So channel row text, and then I'm
Oh,
gonna go ahead
it's
and do
banned
display.
countrywide?
Oh yeah, that's what I heard, dude. No, it's banned in the whole India. Yeah.
No wonder my video only got 150,000 views and not 2 million on TikTok.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Josh says new subscriber here from the Philippines. Oh, what's up, dude? Nice.
Yo, that's crazy. I did not know that at all. I did
Yeah,
not know that at all, that it was banned everywhere in India.
it's
Let me
crazy,
hold
right?
on. When did it get banned? Was it before July 6th? I'm gonna take a look at my analytics on my TikTok. Let's see. Dude, it is banned in India because my number one was always India.
Yeah.
I'm actually not joking. The reason why my last TikTok got 146,000 is there's no people from India on here. United Kingdom is number one. United
Yeah.
States, by the way, that's kind of crazy. United Kingdom is number one. The United States is number two. So yeah, that actually proves it to me that it's actually banned in India. Like my analytics on this say, I don't know if I can actually just show the analytics.
59 Chinese apps were banned countrywide in India.
Whoa, look at this. See? No India.
That's insane.
And I'll
Holy
show
crap.
you I'll show you my other one, right? I'll show you my other one right now. So I'll go to the analytics on this other one that I did, and if you see it, look at this, right? 2 million views, and look how much India,
Oh my God. Damn.
right? Like they got 2 million views. Total time watched is more time than our Amazon fucking clone watched.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's crazy. That is There's people are saying it's gonna be banned in US. What is happening, bro? I'm going hard on TikTok before it gets banned.
Let's create an app before it gets banned, right? All right,
Wow.
so display flex. So
People are scaring me.
crazy. Well, either way, guys, tomorrow we're going to be building another one. So if it gets banned or if it doesn't get banned, go ahead and like extend from our one and sell it in the App Store, and take it that way. So carrying on, guys, we've got display channel row text display flex, right? So now we're going to do flex direction column. So flex direction column like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bunch of styling now. So I'm going to go ahead and target the paragraphs. I'm going to give them a gray color and a small font size. Then I'm going to target the logo. So I'm going to target the logo and say a height of 120 pixels, width of 120, and a margin left and right of 10 pixels, up and down of 60 pixels. I'm sure that's the way, or it might be the other way around. So if I save that, so now you can see it gets that much bigger size. And then the H4, I'm actually going to go ahead and do the following. So for the H4, I'm going to go ahead and say display flex, align item center, and justify content space between. So now if I go ahead and apply that, we see it finally gets that size. So Kazi, let's go ahead and make that screen bigger.
What screen? What screen?
That is in the app that we're demoing.
All right.
Let's go ahead and make that bigger, and we can see now, guys. There you go. So it looks like the final sort of finished one. So we've got it's got the verified tag. If we pass in the verified props, the little tick box comes up. We've got the subscribers coming up, and then we've got all of the stuff styled in the way that we wanted it to. Right now, guys, this is one example of when it gets super small. You see, like, yeah, sure, it resizes and stuff, but here I would actually say go ahead and like extend on this and use something called a media query to actually make the padding less, I would say. So you can use something like media queries to tackle that problem if you want to. So that's actually that bit done. So we've done with that. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is add a horizontal row. So let's go back to the search page. After that, we're going to add a horizontal row. So boom. And now what we can see is it adds a little line underneath that. So we should be able to see a line. For some reason that's not coming up. So let me save it. I need to spam the button. Yeah, there we go. That's a horizontal row. And what I want to do now is underneath that, I want to have all of the video rows. So remember those video thumbnails that we saw? This is the final piece of the puzzle, guys. This is a final piece of the puzzle. So it's going to have pretty much, we're going to have all of those thumbnails are pretty much going to be video row components, right? So video row components. So here, video row. Let's go ahead and check. So Nicholas Marcus says, this is super dope. Awesome. Love to see that. Thank you, dude.
Exactly. No, why we're not going to get banned is we're going to teach you how to build this TikTok, except we're going to make sure you don't breach people's privacy. And then,
exactly.
There you go. You won't get banned.
Exactly. So now we're going to create video row component. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is do RFCE, boom, video row, and then we have it up here. So now inside of the video row component, so this is again the same situation, guys. It's going to take the following props, right? So video row is going to take the following. It's going to take a views, it's going to take subs, it's going to take a description, it's going to take a timestamp, it's going to take a channel. So let's go ahead and save this so we get it. It's going to take a channel. It's going to take a title and an image.
Sunny, I actually got a great idea because of Code Smasher. So it's actually Code Smasher's idea. Is Bootstrap 5 ready to be used? Can you and I do a live stream at some point, maybe this week or next week, and go talk about Bootstrap 5? Because I think people want to really know about what's going on with this.
Yeah, sure. I haven't used Bootstrap in a while, but we can definitely go ahead and
we can
try
cover
it, yeah.
like what they're talking about. Okay, awesome.
Let's do it.
If you guys would want to see that, drop it in the comments below. But otherwise, we're going to keep building clones.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome. So we pretty much here, guys, are going to accept the following, right? We're going to accept these inside of our video row. So inside of search page, again, I've created a sort of a dummy component call. So I've got this one. Instead of this, I'm going to go ahead and pop this one in. And this has basically got, you see, we've got 1.4 million views, subs, we've got description, Kazi, are you, oh yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. And timestamp, channel, title, and then image. Yeah. And now we need to import it. So import like this, and I'm gonna go ahead and change this to video row. Right, like that. Okay, nice. Now what we're gonna do is we are basically gonna go ahead and hook everything up. So let's save that. I'm gonna go back here, give this a class name, stick to our BEM principles. So this, and then I'm talking of BEM, we're gonna need the CSS file. So import video row. And guys, if you're still with us at this point, well done, firstly, and we are at the last stretch now. Okay, so we're at the last stretch, and this is like keep on going. All right, so
let's just finish strong, you guys. Let's finish strong. Keep that energy up. If you need to step up right now, step up, like stand up, sit back down, just get the blood flowing in your body, because even if you're not coding this, we want to make sure your retention of all of this is really, really high. So grab water. I got my Perrier right next to me. Get fresh. Get your posture ready to, get ready to code. We're just going to burn through the last thing, guys. And, drop in the comments below if you're pumped and you're ready to go. I'm hyped. We're hyped, guys. Let's do this. Let's finish strong.
Exactly. Let's go, guys.
And smash that like button.
Exactly. Smash that like button. Let as many people know about this video as you possibly can. So video row.css is what I just created. We just imported it at the top. And then what we're going to do is, so now I'm going to go ahead and, where's my video row? Okay, yeah. So here, guys. So now what we're going to do is we're going to render. So we need the following, right? We need an image, which is basically going to take as its source the image prop. So we should start seeing it pop in now on the right-hand side. So you can see the image just came flying in. Nice. And then we have a div. Yo.
What? Yo, what?
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. Oh.
No, I said that's nice.
Oh, video row underscore text. There you go. And then we're going to have a title. So a title. And that's going to go in there. Oh, no, oops. That's not going to be just a title. That's going to be a H3 with a title. So a H3 with a title. There we go. And then we're going to have a P tag. And this is going to be a bit of a complicated P tag, okay? So like I'll break this one down for you guys. But the point is, this P tag is going to allow us to style individual parts of the text. So Kazi, let's go ahead and open the ngrok one more time.
Uh-huh.
So notice, guys, if we make this full screen, notice how it says clever programmer. It's got a little dot, and then it's got 659 subscribers, 1.4 million views. But notice how the formatting is done here. We basically only apply some styling to that paragraph. You see, like where it says the subscribers, we've got the gray outline.
Right? Yep.
We've got that gray outline, and I'm going to show you guys how you do that in a single P tag, right? Show you how you do that in a single P tag. Nice. So what we're going to do now is that is all of that is inside of one P tag, but we're going to show you how you use span to basically span in a class name. So at this point, imagine like this is the P tag that we're talking about, and basically what we have here is we have the channel, right? So we have the channel. So here we have the channel with a dot, and then we basically have the subs. So we have subs, so we say subs, right? And then we basically say subscribers, so we say that many subscribers, and then we basically say the following. We say subs, and then we have like, so it'll be like, say like 660 subscribers, 1.4 million views, and then it'll say something else here with a timestamp, and then we have a description. So then we have a description. So the description goes here. So let's get our app on the side, Kazi. So as soon as I save it, it will pop in. Description. So let's have the local host.
Nice. I see that it's coming together, man. It's coming together real nice.
Exactly. So as soon as we hit save now, you can see all the text has popped in right there, right?
Ooh. Yeah.
All the text has popped in, but we still need to style it to look the way we want it to look,
So
right?
what I'm gonna
So,
do is I'll just put it kind of like here-ish.
yep,
And so then we can kind of see like what we're trying to get to.
yep. So, um, so now you can see like on the right side, guys, it's actually sort of, we have a row, right? So which means that like it's in a row format, whereas right now it's sort of in a column, right? So the image is above it. So
Yeah.
what we're going to do to fix that is we're going to go to video row. And what I'm going to do is go to video row and I'm going to say, okay, so video row is display flex. We all know that that will basically pop it into a row for us. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you'll see the text smashes to the right. But obviously, look at that. It's stretched the image like anything now, which is not great, right? So we're going to fix that in a second. But I'm going to basically say a
Object
margin of
fit.
bottom. So afterwards, I will be doing that. Yeah. So 30 pixels. And I'm going to say max width of that container should be 700 pixels. And I've determined that from based on how YouTube have styled their stuff. So we do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, go and get that video image. So that video row, target the image, and basically, firstly, object fit. Yep. So object fit contain. And that, if we just do that by itself, that will actually go ahead and do that. So we'll actually go ahead and format it there. But we basically want to set. So I found the dimensions of the width and height on YouTube thumbnails. And I also want to enforce them. So I want to say the width and height should be a set amount, right? So I want it to be a set amount, so that way it kind of goes sticks to the top of that row, right? Then what I want to say is I want the text, right? So the text that we're talking about here is this div right here. So this div, go ahead and target that and give that a margin left of 14 pixels because right now it's touching the side, right? Which is not very nice. So it's not, now it pushes away from it. And then, because I think at this point it might be better to make it a bit bigger because for the mobile responsiveness, it doesn't look too great. So let's make that a little bit bigger. Yeah, there we go. Nice. So now what we're going to do is we have, so yeah, nice. So then we have the video text, and now we're going to say for the subs. So now we'll come to the subs in the sec, but for the description, I want it to be a slightly gray color, but smaller, because right now it's very ugly how we've got it. It doesn't look too great. So I'm going to do that. And for that long piece of text, right? So the one where we see clever programmer, 659 subscribers, 1.4 million views. I need to give that a class name so I can style it. So here I'm going to say class name equals video row. So video row underscore underscore video row underscore headline. Let's call it the headline. And then here, if I save it, go back, and I say, boom, headline is, so the headline is a font size of 12 pixels and a gray color. So font size of 12 pixels and a gray color. And now you see that's much smaller, it's much neater. The description hasn't actually kicked in yet. So we've got this. So let's go ahead and see why. So description. Did we go ahead? Oh, we didn't give it a class name. Sorry. So we should do that class name equals class video row description. And then save this. And there we go. So there we go. It's much smaller. Nice. And then what we can go ahead and do is actually go and make sure that we've got the styling for the subscriber stuff. So where it says 659 subscribers, we actually want to basically just target that bit now. So what I'm going to do now is where I'm just going to wrap the sub count. So the subs, the number. So this one right here, I'm going to wrap it in a span tag. So I'm going to wrap it like this. I'm going to basically grab this, chuck it here, and I'm going to say give that a class name. So that way we're only styling that, and we're going to say that is going to be the subs number. So video row. So oops, video row. Oh no, oops, one sec. Video row subs number. Okay. So I'm going to say go ahead and style that. So go ahead and style that. And I'm going to say that should be slightly bold, and the color should be the blue that they have on on YouTube, which is this RGB blue, right? So if I go and save that, now we should be able to see that, look, the text of the subscriber number just changed and it became blue. So it's already starting to look a bit more like YouTube, right? Then what we want to do is we want to go to span video row underscore. So basically I'm going to span around the whole subscribers section. So I'm going to do a span. And basically I'm going to go and grab everything up until the subscribers, and I'm going to place it inside of the span tag that we just created. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that one, pop it in here. Right, so now I have a span surrounding all of it, and I'm going to say this one is going to be called span class name. This one is going to be called video row subs. Right, and what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to say video row subs has 2 pixels padding and a light background color. So now you'll see what we've done here when I apply this effect. So video subs, and boom, check out what it just did. Now we have that nice subscribers being highlighted, right? So now you can actually see with that done, we actually just went ahead and created a video row, right? So now all we need to do is actually go ahead and pop in some more dummy ones. So now what I'm going to go ahead and show you is if I reuse this component, so I've got some more dummy data here. So if I go ahead and pop in another sort of, let's go ahead and paste another one in here. So here I'm posting in some other stuff. So video row with a bunch of different props inside of it. And if I save that, look how it pops in on the right. So boom, we have that. It pops in nicely. Let's go ahead and pop in the remainder. So I have a bunch of these, and I've actually sort of wrote all this out before to save us some time. So these are just reusing the components in a bunch of times over. And now if we save it, check that out. Nice. So Kazi, let's go ahead and make that full screen.
Ooh, that is looking clean.
Nice, right? So
that is
looking
Look clean.
At that. Like
wow.
And it looks clean, and like it's just amazing how like it's so easy, guys, when you're building it, right? When you're building this, it can become super like, it can be very like it can make you feel like you're not actually getting close to the end result. But when you actually put all of it together and you start putting multiple components in place with the dummy data in place and things like that, it suddenly snaps and everything kind of fits in. And it's always at the end of front-end development where you sort of have that, oh, okay, like that sort of like moment at the end where everything kind of comes together. And it's all these small little tweaks that you do that give you that really nice outcome at the end. So I think actually, Kazi, with that said, we actually just finished the majority of the build. I think the only thing left to do is...
you know what we need to do here? Give me 3, 2, 1.
Nice.
Guys, drop some love in the comments below. Yeah. We finished the whole thing, and now what are we about to do, Sonny?
We are about to deploy that app, dude. We are about to deploy that app. So I think we did set up a Firebase project in the beginning, right? Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So we got some nice comments here. Giri says, finally a night well spent. Thank you guys. Keep rocking. 3+ hours of pure knowledge sharing. Awesome. Code Smashers is like, damn, dude, it takes a lot of effort to copy a website's front end. It's educating and fun. Really is.
Nice. Love that.
And we're just building the best app, so you know, like, it's gonna be designed that you're gonna get paid for, you know, if you learn these skills. So now, guys, what we're gonna be doing is we're actually gonna be deploying the app, and we're just gonna be going through a few steps. So at the top, I'm gonna change it to say deploy using Firebase. Boom, now it's there. All right, let's just get straight into it, Sonny. So what are our steps?
Let's do it. So what we are going to do now is we go over to Firebase. We actually set everything up earlier. So we actually did all of the stuff we needed. We set up Firebase hosting. So all that was left now is to actually go over to the terminal. So let's head over to the command line inside of VS Code.
Okay, so we're going to just leave this here and then go here. Boom.
Yep. And guys, what we need to do now is we need to run Firebase
Oh, my
init,
bad, my bad, my bad.
right?
We're both
Oh,
fighting each other. But go, 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 go,
oh,
go.
so Firebase init, right? What this is going to do, guys, is it pops up a really nice like command line to interface. So it looks really simple and then basically gives you these options, right? You just want to use the arrow keys to go down to hosting, hit the space bar and hit the enter key, right?
Yep.
And then what you're going to do is use an existing project, right? So at this point, you would have had to have done Firebase login because it would have said like you wouldn't have been logged in. So you would do Firebase login first, log into your account. It'll pop up on your Chrome and then you would log in and it'll come back to the CLI. And then you would do this. Then you say use an existing project. And then you would need to find your app. So in this case, we are doing, oh God, I've lost track of it. So I think it's YouTube. Yeah, this YouTube clone. Yeah. We built so many clones now.
Yep.
Nice. And then here, what do you
Make
want to
sure to
use as
do
your public
build.
direct? Yeah, you have to do build. Yeah, guys. So it's a React step. You have to write
So
build,
guys,
right?
take a look at this.
So
Right now, you don't have any files. So if I go here, you in your YouTube clone, you have nothing called build right now. Okay, nothing. But after he goes through this process, you're gonna get build, and build is the folder that's gonna allow you to actually host your app online. So that's really important.
yeah.
And because we're using React, it's also an SPA, single page application. So don't leave this default. Don't sleep on it and hit enter. Make sure we're going to do what here, Sunny?
So yeah, so here you want to make sure that you configure it as a single page app. So you have to put Y.
Okay. I
So
can't
yes,
hear you for
Y
some
yes.
reason. What?
Oh, your
1
AirPods
second.
died, I think. So you want to make sure you hit Y at this point, and Y stands for yes, right? So as soon as I do that, there we go. It says Firebase initialization is complete. And also, like Kazi said,
Sunny, were
notice
you
how
able
on
to
the
hear
left
me when
side,
I was talking earlier?
yeah, I could hear you, but it sort of fizzled out a bit. So it went a bit to your AirPods quality.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
I hope that for
Yep.
everybody else it's fine. But right now, so okay, got it. Got it. Got it. Should be good.
Yep.
That should be good. Cool. Let's keep
So
it
we
going.
just initialized Firebase, and you can see on the left, now we have a build folder, right? Why
Yep.
is that build folder so important? Because we need to run the following command next. Before we deploy, anytime we deploy, we have to do the following. We have to say npm run build, right? Now,
And
what
by
this
the
is
way, guys,
magic,
we're
what
not
this,
done.
yep.
We have some people who are thinking we're done. So we're almost done. We're one step away from really deploying it online. And if you follow this step, this app will be live and you guys will be actually getting to use it right now. So everybody on this chat will be able to go to it.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone will be able to check this out. So this next step is really important. So npm run build basically goes and takes the app that we built, strips out all the sort of unnecessary heavy tools, right? So like all the developer tools and stuff like that, makes it super like streamlined, right? And then basically now you can see the build folder is no longer empty. So remember, if you change your app after this point, you have to do npm run build again to get the most up-to-date one inside of your build folder, right? And then once that's done, it's as simple as doing Firebase deploy. But before we do that, guys, like if you guys have found this useful, firstly, smash the thumbs up button and let us know in the comments right now if you're ready to deploy this app. Like if you're ready to deploy this app, let us know right now because we finally got to this point and we are super excited. And guys, one thing that we love it when you guys do this is like literally, if you pretty much, hey, we got the applause going.
Yeah.
And so what we love, guys, is that if you literally pull out your phones, shoot an Instagram story when the moment you see the website live, right? Shoot an Instagram story and tag me and Kazi on our handles at the bottom right here. So our handles are at the bottom of the screen. I think, are they at the bottom of the screen right now? Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Our handles are at the bottom of the screen right now, so you can see it pretty much here. And shoot an Instagram story and tag me and Kazi, and we can pretty much see who's watching. We can have a chat with you guys. So yeah, let us know.
And oh my god, you guys,
Ahmed,
thank
Fahmi,
you so freaking much. You guys have allowed us to hit 2,000 subscribers on Monday, 2,000 subscribers on Tuesday, and 2,000 subscribers today. We have never, ever in the history of our channel ever seen that. So thank you so much for subscribing to this channel. We're at 660,000 subscribers. I mean, I feel like you guys are going to help us go to 1 million, like, literally tomorrow at this rate.
Yeah, we'll get there. It'll be insane, dude.
So pumped.
Awesome. Right. With that said, I think they're ready, dude. Let's do it. Let's do Firebase.
All right, I think you guys
Firebase
are ready. Let's do this.
deploy.
Boom.
Awesome. Code Smashes says this is history I've never seen on any channel. This is really good. Live coded and viewers are going to use it. Awesome. So
Hey.
you can see the magic's happening, guys, and there we go.
Wait, is it gonna
That is
work
the
or is it gonna
magic
break?
URL.
Let's see.
Let's go ahead and check.
And
Oh, moment of
guys,
truth.
we have hit
Hey.
deploy. Now we're about to show you guys the app. Hopefully you guys are excited. And 3, 2, 1. Hey, let's drop that
That's right.
thing.
Go and
Guys.
check it out right now. The link is in the description.
And we'll drop
No,
the
link
link
is not in the description.
in the
Sorry, in the
chat.
comments. Yeah.
We'll drop the link
Yeah,
in the chat. Go ahead, use the app, guys. The app is also, you can type it in the URL, and you guys can actually play around with it. Keep in mind, this app is primarily for front end with React.js, just to show you how like router works. So for example, you guys can actually type in clever programmer here and hit the search icon. You guys can then hit YouTube. You will see how things change. And then on the left hand side, you can see how you can hover through the sidebar. All right, guys. So
Yeah.
this is what we've put together, so you guys can actually play with this. Code Smasher's like, boom.
Hey, Gary Dazzy says, ready, dude, rock and roll. Lenny Dennis says, it's so clean. We love that. The one says integrated with the mobile app. It's actually mobile friendly at the moment, so we can make
Yes.
some tweaks and it would be completely mobile friendly. Yeah.
Thank you for the love, you guys.
Sinsencom says, yeah, Sinsencom says, bonjour from France. I'd love to see people from around the world here. That's awesome.
And Median says coding should actually be an Olympic sport.
Oh, yeah, it should do. I mean, I think everyone should learn how to code. I think
Seriously.
like literally that's our goal, guys. We're trying to get everyone to learn how to code and get as many people. If we can create like as many developers as we possibly can, then we've done our job right.
Seriously. Yep. Steve McCarty says, another great stream, guys. Well done. Lots of great content for new devs. Frank says, so clean. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Steve. Douglas says, pumped for TikTok. I mean, that's crazy, you know, like, yeah, all these guys just have a lot of experience. There a bunch of them are professional developers like Steve, and even Frank has a lot of experience as a developer. So we're like humbled that you guys give us the light of day and you're actually here and, you know, maybe getting some value. But I feel like you guys are actually adding value to the stream. So whenever I see you, Steve, answering people and giving value, like, that's huge. Like, it just builds such a great community.
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, guys, here is the app. Thank you guys so much for being here and enjoying this. If you guys found this to be helpful, remember, guys, we're going live tomorrow for TikTok clone at, what is it, 10:15 a.m. Pacific Los Angeles time. So July 30th, Thursday, tomorrow, we're building the TikTok clone. So if you guys are pumped, make sure, guys, here's what I want to actually do. Okay, pull out your phones, please, and in your phone, schedule it or set alarms for it, okay? Like literally on your phone, you can go here and set up alarms at, you know, I'm Los Angeles time, so what I like to do is, you know, I would just have my alarm set up for these times right there. So set it up on your calendar, and once you're done either setting up the alarms or scheduling it in your calendar, just drop it in the comments below that I am booked for the training tomorrow, or, you know, I've set up my alarm, or I've scheduled for the training tomorrow, and like start dropping that in the comments below with like one fire emoji. And we want to see that. We want to give you shout outs. Every single person who does it, I'm going to call you out, and I'm going to be pumped to see you. And Sunny
exactly too. Yeah, we are super excited for tomorrow's build. I think it's going to be one of the most challenging builds that we've done. So if you're interested in seeing how that goes down, then definitely turn up tomorrow and we will go through that together. So it'll be super exciting, super challenging, really, really cool project to build.
Yeah, that one is going to be awesome. So
definitely.
Awesome. Other than that, Sunny, do you want to add anything to this before we wrap it up?
I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's watched. We love you guys and we appreciate every single one of you. And thank you guys for, especially for those of you who stuck it out throughout the whole thing. So I see like a few people were here till the end. Like that's amazing. Like and like we said before, like put in the hours and like that progression will happen itself naturally. Like and you're surrounding yourself with the right people by doing this. So like amazing start for you guys. So yeah, thank you guys, and we
Seriously.
appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys so
Yeah.
much. And I'm now going to shout out everybody. Travel with Zayn says, I'm booked for the training tomorrow. Maxus, thanks. Akash says, I booked for tomorrow. Diego Huaruk says, I am booked for tomorrow. Rami says, done. Subash says, I've set my alarm. Nicholas says, it'll be worth it, even though it's 11:29 p.m. right now. Beautiful. I'll see you there, Nicholas. I'll remember all of you guys, actually, and Sunny will too. Douglas says,
Yep.
thanks for the hard work, guys. I'm booked for tomorrow. Let's go. The Stunning Italian says, I think it's Aishan or whatever, but I'm going to say Italian. Says, booked, alarm set, beautiful. Who else do we got? Oloano says, I'm pumped for tomorrow. Beautiful. I'm going to see you there. Oloano, I've seen you on few live streams right now, so that's good. Abdullah
Yeah.
says, I'm ready. These lives, no matter what time it is, he's ready. Elizabeth, Anthony is ready. Subash says, alarm is set. Ahmed says, I never regret joining Profit with JavaScript. So yeah, if you guys are interested, the link is in the description below.
Love that.
Geary said a reminder. Who else, Sonny? Who else is doing this?
We have, let's go ahead and see. So we have Simon says time is ticking for TikTok. Tomorrow is a done deal. Oluwano, nice. Nice. Logan Dumb says, well, it's 3 a.m. here and I'm pumped for the next live. That's what we want to do, guys. Priya
Anubhav.
Darcy says, alarm set. Awesome, dude.
Anubhav
Build with
says, booked, bro.
God. Nice. Build with Abdelia says, never miss a Sunny training. Oh, I love that. I appreciate it. Thank you. Rofayat says, I was born ready. This is the kind of energy we need.
Beautiful.
This is insane.
Yeah, that is amazing. Frank says, you know I will be there. Yeah. Frank, thank you. Frank is what paid us. Frank,
Yeah.
you're making us rich, man. You paid us, what, $60 so far. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it massively, dude.
Elizabeth is going to be here for support tomorrow. Alex Delgado saying booked in Chicago. Hey, I'm from Chicago, bro. Chi-Town, so that's amazing.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that,
Rofiat
dude.
says I was
Oh,
born
crap.
ready. Oh, you didn't know that?
No, Chicago. No, damn.
Build with Abdelila says ready from Paris. Hey, nice.
Hey, nice.
Denma says already set. Yoshida says just set my alarm. Good. Can't fall asleep. And yeah, just bring your notebooks or be ready to like put it on Instagram and tag us. We will tag you back. But yeah, just come in, be ready to learn, be pumped, and then tomorrow we're just gonna deliver and make sure that we just blow your mind with the value that we provide. So again, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you. We're excited to see you guys tomorrow. I mean, this is what we built today, and we have built many amazing things throughout the last weeks. And
Yep.
I mean, I am pumped for the TikTok clone. So with that said, I'm done. Sonny, you want to add any last words?
Super pumped for tomorrow, guys. I hope I see every single one of you at tomorrow's session because it's going to be massive tomorrow, guys. Like, we're going to tackle a problem that I don't think we've tackled a problem like that on this live yet. Like,
Yeah.
it's that kind of challenge. So, like, we're going to do it. We're going to do it together. So, can't wait to see you guys. And thank you for watching.
That's going to be amazing. Thank you, guys. Love you. And Radwan says he's going to be there tomorrow. And Azam says he's going to be there from Peru. Savan says see you guys
Oh.
tomorrow. Nekta says hello from Ukraine. This is brilliant. Okay, so see you guys tomorrow. Love you very much. Get good night's sleep. And let's freaking crush it. We're going to change the world, guys.
Yeah.
We are here to go down in history with what we're doing here and the community we're building. And we're just not stopping. We're just going to keep on going, pedal to the metal. And a lot of this, seriously, real talk, is because of all of you guys that are here pushing us. So Aluana, Frank, Steve, all of you guys are actually part of this, is what keeps us going and pushing us forward. So thank you. With that said, I love you guys. Sunny loves you guys. And we will see you in the next video.
Next one. Peace out, guys.